Greetings and salutations, you Halloweenies, you Halloween lovers. We're in the third week of Schlocktober. I am still 2 weeks away from my man cave, doing one final show from Megan's abode before I journey back home. Yeah, we got some stuff going on. I know some interesting topics to talk about. Also wanted to talk about next Monday. Want to do a big birthday stream for yourself, myself, yourself. We got, who else? Northern English Bastard. He's a Scorpio. No, you're a Libra. I'm a Scorpio. Scorpio season has started, basically. We got a few people who got some birthdays in the house. We're going to have some fun next week. But this week, we're going to be doing bullshit. It's going to suck. We're going to file taxes. We're going to have a game of memory. No, I'm just kidding. We're going to goof off like we always do. Yeah. We got Jay Goodwin in the house. We got, who else? Northern English Bastard. We got myself. We got Melvin Deeply in the comments. Hell yeah. Oh, we got right welcome. On time. Always right on time.
I forgot we got like freaking 4 different groups for on Facebook. Like, where how'd you send the link at? Because
I don't know. Yeah, I don't like the shit. Yeah, we're gonna need to figure that out, guys. Yeah. I don't understand some more boomerisms. Creating a different group for a different topic with the same people. No, I don't like that at all. But yes, Melvin, how are you? Jay, how are you? Northern English Bastard, how are y'all?
I am fine, thank you.
Cool. Jay's, I think, maybe running around.
Oh, no. I have gone and acquired my booze. So I'm feeling better already.
Wonderful. I'm glad you made it. Yeah, like I was saying earlier before we started to Bastard, our buddy Hostman Socrates, who is making, unless he shows up today, he might be making his YouTube debut on my channel on Saturday with Terror in a Haunted House, and it's pretty damn funny.
Sweet.
I don't want to spoil it, but yeah, I didn't realize he's a young lad, but also his birthday is the same day as my mother's, and he hit me up and he's like, "Hey, I wanted to do a birthday stream or something, a birthday party, like play Jackbox games and just EFAP bullshit." And you know, I'm like, that sounds awesome. We'll do that next Monday. So that'll probably be 7 p.m. my time. Problem is I only have 6 slots. I don't pay for StreamYard. And also I don't really, I don't know. I'm kind of opposed to the idea of having more than 6 people in a stream. It gets kind of crazy, but
yeah,
we'll see. I don't know if he's got a bunch of people he wants to invite, but I figured just a, handful of us could do.
Yeah.
But anyway,
or rotate as needed.
Anyway, but yes, week 3 Schlocktober. It's been fun. I'm losing my mind slowly with all this garbage because it's like I already watched everything in September. Now I'm rewatching everything, a month later as it comes out, and God, it's funny. It's funny. I forget how stupid these movies were and how I got like total memory blank on some of them.
Dude,
they're so bad.
Too. I can't imagine what you went through because I've done so much stuff with you, but then also without you. And you put up like, what was it? Like 2 movies. I'm like, me and Enzo did watch that month. Holy shit, man. Like,
yeah.
It's only been a month. Like, fuck.
I think that's actually a psychological coping mechanism. I certainly have tried to block out some of the movies that Adam has subjected me to. And he'll be like, no, we watched that like 3 weeks ago. It's like, we watched something? Oh my God, we did. That was terrible.
Yeah. Drinking off, it'll all come back and you'll be fucking screaming inside.
Yeah, today it was mostly Ghostly premiered. And that was like me and Megan were like, this is like Rockula bad, but not funny. Where we were like, Rockula was so bad, we were having fun, but mostly Ghostly was bad. And
there's like a valley of movies. So, you have like really good and then the sliding scale to mediocre, whatever. And there's that deep valley of bad but not so bad that it's hilarious, that it climbs back up the other side of the valley and suddenly becomes entertaining again. It's just, oh my God, why did I have to suffer through this?
Yeah, man. Chris knows a few of those. We watched I think one of the worst that I subjected Chris to was The Thirsty Dead. That was bad.
Yeah.
Was that about Twitch streamers' thoughts?
No.
Oh, okay.
It was this very far out, totally ridiculous, totally unrealistic plot about a cult of blood drinking Satanists who live on an island and abduct people and drink their blood. Totally bizarre.
I mean, that's remarkably
Hollywood.
similar to Teen Zombies that we watched a couple of weeks ago on B-Sides. That was about an island that a bunch of kids go to that has a crazy mad scientist woman who's actually a communist, and there's a communist conspiracy going on. And there's a gorilla at one point.
Yeah.
It's terrible. It was
me
terrible.
and my cousin watched and it's funny because like my cousin, I keep telling him like, hey, we should watch this movie. He doesn't want to, and we watch it and it's a blast.
Yeah.
And then I'll give him like a selection. He doesn't want to watch something that I pick, so I'll here's what your choices are. He'll pick one, and every time it's so awful, and he just regrets his decision every time. And one of those was a Creature from the Haunted Sea, which has that famous movie poster of like the giant like reptilian like claw hand coming out of the water with like holding a woman, and obviously nothing like that is in the movie. Instead, it's like this weird Havana, Cuba spy caper full of like a bunch of horny idiots, and they all like have. I can't even describe the characters. There's like a big there's like an idiot who drives the boat and does nothing but animal noises, and they're like badly like he just goes like and insert dolphin sound or whatever. It's weird.
So it's like a Porky's Police Academy, and then got sent to Castro's Cuba and got re-educated
and there's like
somehow.
Some kind of moss monster makes a couple of appearances. Like it's very not a monster movie. I don't know how to describe it.
So what's worse, that or anything from Ed Wood?
See, yeah, that's the thing is like the Ed Wood stuff is also extremely schlocky, but Ed Wood's great because it's all
funny,
like
it's funny.
Right, it climbs back up that other side of the valley, right, where it becomes entertaining in its badness.
Well, I've joked about how I want to see a like a serious adaptation of Plan 9.
Mm-hmm.
Aliens show up and raise the dead, as zombies as a form of invasion.
Yeah, because as much as he gets got a bad reputation, he still had a fucking passion for what he was doing. He just wasn't that savvy about what he was doing. That's all.
Yeah. Most Ed Wood movies are like 60% stock footage. It's like that was like in the Ed Wood movie where he's like, golly, I could make a whole movie out of this stock footage. And it's like, you're kind of missing the point though.
It's Bela Lugosi. Fucking hell, that was Dracula, for God's sake.
Yeah, but it was very heroinated.
He's on heroin.
Money.
Yeah,
that was.
Well, I had other accounts of that saying that Bela Lugosi was actually very fond of Ed Wood, and there was other people accusing him of leeching off Bela Lugosi to get his career ahead. But
maybe, but I mean, shit. I mean, Hollywood is all about that. It's like a symbiosis,
Well, I think if they probably originally they were mutually. Taking advantage of each other because Bella was just looking for, I need money for my drugs.
Yeah, his career took
just, I need a name on a poster. I think that over time, they developed a real friendship.
Yeah, I mean, we watched a few of Bela Lugosi movies, and Invisible Ghost,
Zombie.
so bizarre. Invisible Ghost was fucking weird, man. It's like no ghost, no invisibility, and like obviously like doped up Bella.
I mean, it'd save a lot of money if the ghost is invisible.
Right.
That's so many effect shots I don't have to shoot.
No ghosts.
True.
Yep.
And obviously, like a visible ghost would be the one that you'd make a movie about, right? The visible ghost that people can see.
Yeah. Invisible ghost seems a bit redundant.
Seems easy
I don't know.
as well.
I'm worried.
Seems easy. All you have to do is act like someone's grabbing you, and that's it.
Right. Yeah. It's just it's like everybody doing CG movies now, right? Here's a ping pong ball. Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
React to it. I mean, except I don't even need the ping pong ball because it's invisible.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I was watching Drinkers. I think it was Chris Gore that was saying it. It was it's because he was talking to people who have been working with green screens, like in the Spy Kids. They had no idea what they were supposed to be reacting to. There wasn't given any directions, but. That's why I admire the old stuff. Like when I watch Evil Dead, which they was really trying to do whatever creative thinking they could with what little resources they had.
Yeah, or even like original Invisible Man, where there really is an actor there. He's wearing black crushed velvet, so that there's no reflection on it.
I know. I'm still amazed at the original Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, where they just put this makeup on and the certain light makes it show.
And they just use the different colored lights to make it show up.
Yeah.
That still looks good, even though it's so fucking easy as well, probably cheaper now.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of Yeah, that's what I was joking about with some of these special effects. It's like take a shitty monster made out of rubber and then you just cover it in Vaseline. And it just looks all of a sudden really fucking cool. Like when it's all sweaty and gross.
Yeah, I mean the Thing.
Yeah.
You know,
if
you don't have that snot coming off of the arms that punches through the ceiling, you know, after it starts trying to take over the dogs, then it just looks like Rubber Suit Man.
I think we talked about that on the thing we watched that we did on Blue Collar's channel, but it was like Kurt Russell or someone was like, "This looks fake," and Rob Bottin, is it Bottin or Bottin?
Bottin.
Yeah. Rob Bottin. It was like, hey, once I cover it in slime, it's gonna look fucking amazing.
And it was right. I mean, he blew his nose on it a few times, and suddenly it was absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, I think they did it on Fright Night as well because that looked all slimy when that kid was turning into a werewolf.
Yeah.
Plus, I've kind of noticed with these 80s practical effects,
slimy.
They seem to be
SLAMMY.
80s practical effects seems to be the fucking pinnacle of practical effects because whenever I see films from the 70s or 60s that use that same thing, they do look a little faker. But when I watch the 80s stuff, it doesn't look fake to me.
Again, that one. So you have kind of a peak in the black and white era. Where they really understand how to do in-camera work, you know, what works well in the light, the use of shadow and all that stuff. The switch to color really kind of throws them for a loop. So you get, you know, that orange 3M blood that was terrible for so many years.
I kind of like it, even though it looks fake. I don't know.
Yeah, it just looks like somebody spilled Tabasco sauce all over themselves.
But I can't. It's like Dawn Dead as well. It just gives it a comic book look to it. But
I saw this,
and then you switch on so later on they really mastered, you know, both the, you know, color, even lower budget, right? They could do color because like for a while low budget color looked like shit. I mean, it was, if you actually wanted to look high budget but with no money, you switch back to black and white. You know, and so it takes a bit for both the cost of good color film and process to come down, along with the effects guys kind of getting that second wind where by the way, they're using new materials now, right? Where it's no longer just, okay, I have latex rubber and that's it. I'm now starting to get, you know, silicone based stuff. I'm understanding better what looks good and have either a new generation of really creative people who have come up seeing that stuff and were doing it like from when they were kids, and so learned a lot of things, and then also the technology that you know finally meets up. And so when you hit very late 70s into the 80s, man, you're absolutely on fire.
And then I'm hearing stuff coming out of your speakers.
Yeah, I was listening to you guys on my way home, and I just wanted to make sure I was. I just shut it off.
Here's what's funny. We were talking about these like digital transfers, and I literally saw this meme the other day. I think it was like Meme Bastard shared it, but it was like, you know, what are your thoughts on, you know, these you know, horror movies and HD transfers? Like, do horror movies look better? Old vintage stock? And then it was this image right here, and I was like, I don't care what the hell the question is. This fucking image is hilarious.
That image is hilarious.
It's all snow and no women. What am I supposed to do?
I don't know, man. I have never been, you know, when like for example, like the Star Wars remakes came out in '97, and I was so excited and I wanted to go to the theater and see that, and then it was like I was like, Empire was okay, but the rest were just like, I was like, why?
Yeah,
why
George fucked those up so much.
Dude,
though,
George
there's rarely any changes on Empire.
Dude, Empire didn't do a whole bunch. Empire was like,
except for the Cloud City, and that was it. But it did.
But Cloud City was, but the Cloud City stuff was good, wasn't it? Or did you?
Yeah, that was the only thing that improved it. That's it.
But yeah, man, I think you should just leave it the fuck alone. Honestly, like I don't think you're gonna fix it. I don't think you know, and they almost always fuck it up, don't they? Like fucking putting walkie-talkies in the hands of the FBI agents and ET.
Spielberg.
You know,
one way
shit like
he specialized.
You know, I don't know, man. There's a whole YouTube video on the horrible Buffy the Vampire Slayer HD remaster, which
Yeah.
completely fucks up Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Yeah, because they
I
had
know-
to zoom in, didn't they, or some shit like
Yeah,
that? And it's all
and
like
it
takes away
looks
frames.
fucking terrible. Or there's the one with the Thing where all their faces look fucking rubber, you know, and it's crazy. Like, I've never seen a good remaster that like just I'm like, oh good, now I can see it better. No, I'm like, nah, it was fine the way it is, you know.
I love that.
Stop it. He's already dead. Leave it alone.
Dead.
Please take a
That was
look at
like
my
the one with
bracelet.
Yeah, I
the-
remember seeing American
Hey.
Werewolf in
kid,
London.
trying to protect Tron guy.
Yeah.
Leave him alone.
I apologize for being late, but there was a chick at the bar that was enthralled with my stories from Iraq. She was like, you know, I love it when an ex-soldier talks about how the things that he did in his job, but like my husband, who's a construction worker, I'm just bored to tears. And I'm like, really? That's amazing. I have lots to tell you, just so you know. I was like, oh wait, I'm supposed to be on YouTube. I must away with me. Now,
That's
but-
fascinating. How married are you?
Yeah, I don't give a fuck how married. Hey, listen, you know my view on married women is like rings don't plug holes. That's all
That's
I'm
true.
saying.
I like holes.
I mean, sometimes you want to find out about the husband. Does your husband
Hey.
own a lot of firearms? Does he have poor impulse control? Okay, I might want to
Listen,
stay away.
if he's not a clone of me but bigger, then I don't give a fuck what he is. As far as I'm concerned. Hey, did we? So I did listen to you guys in the car on the way back to the house. So I think we're just shooting the shit stage. We're not in any of the talking points yet because I have a lot to say. I have a lot to say tonight.
About Sniper Wolf?
Oh god.
About
About
Sniper
Sniper
Wolf?
Wolf. I have
Yeah.
another topic I want to add. I want to add another topic, and
Sniper
it's got
Skank.
to be discussed.
All right. Okay.
You want me to do it
Which
now, or you
is-
want me to wait? You want me to wait? Or you
I
want me to
mean-
do it now?
Inflatable butt plugs.
I mean, just
Yes!
tell me what it is so I
How
can
did
at
you
least.
know?
I knew it.
How did
I
you
knew it.
know?
I mean,
So
it was the
there-
clap last week, so it was a pretty logical follow-on. I was able
So
to do
there is this Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter scam going on that is getting underage kids to
sure.
send nudes of them, like either chicks pretending to be younger chicks or dudes pretending to be chicks. Either way, doesn't matter. Same scam either way.
Yeah, it's kind of been an old trick though. They fucking
Where they
pedophiles
get-
do it all the time.
where because of the laws in the West of you know, even if a kid sends dick pics to another kid or a chick sends, you know, dirty
Yeah.
pics to another kid, it's, you know, if anybody has watched Euphoria, you know that's considered you know, sexual underage pornography. Doesn't matter.
CP.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if you are underage as well. It doesn't matter. The law doesn't recognize it. So what they're doing now is they're pretending to be underage and telling other underage people to send them vile pics or, you know, risque pics, whatever you want to call them, and then going, hey, I've got these pics that you sent me. Either give me $1,000 or you're going to jail. And now kids are like the most recent thing is some high school you know, valedictorian and homecoming king just offed himself.
Jesus.
Jesus
Yeah,
fucking
because
Christ.
some chick or some fake chick on Instagram pretended to be him, or on Twitch or whatever like that.
Why? Okay.
Yeah, so I think
That
the
is
first thing
disgusting.
that we need to educate young men about is that no, your dick is not that interesting. Stop it.
Yeah.
nobody wants
Yeah.
to see a dick. That's please.
Mine's pretty interesting, but you know, I still,
I mean,
I mean,
I
if you're a
heard that-
medical professional, yes, someone might be interested
Right.
in yours, Depenso.
to
But
be,
I mean,
to
from
be
a,
fair, to be fair, Meg has said it looked like a beer can. So I mean,
My ding-a-ling.
Yeah, but it does come from a parent's standpoint. I mean, my kid's 16, even at 10 years old, and I never thought as a dad I'd be talking to a 10-year-old. Hey, buddy, look, even at 10, I got to talk to you. In middle school, I'm talking to my kid, but it's uncomfortable, but you should be telling at this point, even talk to a fucking 8-year-old about this shit because that's how severe it's getting, and these parents got to step the fuck
We
up.
shouldn't be doing that either, but now it's gone to the point where we have to.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like, I mean, I don't want to tell fucking a kid in at the time, 8th grade about this stuff, but if I don't tell it to him, this kind of shit may happen. So I'm like, hey, buddy, listen, you're getting your phone now at 10 years old for emergencies only. Every single phone out there, even 6 years ago, has a built-in camera. I'm going to talk to you about how you are going to use and never use this camera. And even at 10 years old, yes, it is young, but remember, at 10 years old, I didn't have the fucking internet and a smartphone at 10 years old. So,
God, you old bastard.
Yeah, I mean the thing is that one thing is that, as a parent, if you're giving especially prepubescent kid a phone, lock it the fuck down. I mean, disable everything. If you can still buy the old candy bar Nokia, that's exactly what you get. It's like it dials numbers and that's it. Have a nice day. You can certainly get software to lock down a lot of the smarter phones to make them dumb. For child use. But getting to be 16, 17, I can only be happy that I didn't grow up in a time where I could publish my stupidity for all of the world to see.
Yeah,
Unlike
I still remember when it was like Truth or Dare, and you'd be at a party and everybody's drinking Boone's Farm, and they'd be like, "Show your cock," and I'd be like, "But it's really small," and I'm like, "I don't know what to tell you."
Yeah, I don't know if we have the microscopy available.
It's like
it,
I have kind of a tiny dick. So
Shut.
But this stuff about kids knowing this stuff, it don't really surprise me. Even back in my fucking elementary school, most of us did. We always had like a few kids who came from these broken homes with shitty parents who had no problem saying this shit in front of them, and they'd come repeating it in the playground, and we'd know about that stuff that our parents didn't want us to.
Yeah, I think
to know.
The funny thing is that and I was explaining to my wife and a friend of hers that because she was talking about, oh my god, the internet, these things spread around, people know things or whatever, and I was like, so don't panic too much, because even playgrounds, somehow information got spread from state to state, and every like teenage guy knew certain phrases, even though you'd never seen it in a movie, you'd never read it anywhere, right? But we all kind of had the shared experience. And she's like, no, I don't think so. And I was like, all right, so your husband is 10 years younger than me, right? And he grew up in Florida. I grew up in Kansas, right? She's like, right. So we shouldn't have any real overlap culturally, correct? And she's like, yeah, or whatever. And I said, ask him what earning his Red Wings is. She does, and I said, "Don't tell me what he said.
Gross.
I'll tell you what he said when you." And so it comes back, and I said it. She goes, "How the hell do you know that?" I was like, "I don't know. There's a huge grapevine of teenage guys, and somehow these phrases and memes just spread across, the world. We all know what the hell that means."
Oh no, I wasn't saying gross about the Red Wings. I was saying gross because you're from Kansas.
Man.
Yeah, that's true.
No, he's right
So are you though?
I'm not
I
from
get
Kansas.
it.
I'm from.
Oh,
Florida.
you live there. You live
Yeah,
there.
I live here.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
I live here.
Yeah, well, I was
this
born
is-
in Dallas, so I
Yeah,
always claim
no,
my Texas.
I grew up in Florida, but this is where I found like the soft of all the places I lived in the army. This is where the softest amount of dudes are. Like they're all soft as fuck out here. So it's like the Lord of Toxicity. I like run this place, so it's easy.
Yeah.
It's like fishing with dynamite. It's like super easy because everybody's like soft as fuck out here.
I thought Kansas would be a bit more tougher because it doesn't seem to be like a big city.
He's in the soft part, like the Johnson County,
Yikes! Yikes!
I'm
sorry.
Farm
Yeah.
town. He'll find some
gonna
farm
find
boys.
you now.
Go ahead and fuck him
Yeah,
up
is it
pretty
gonna
good.
find
No,
you?
if you guys are looking, if you're looking for some meth, then yes, you can go out to where he is at and to
Guys,
and you can get
No, that's from
Hostman-
Nebraska. You got to go a little north.
You guys, Hostman Socrates making his YouTube debut right here.
It's just a baby.
Good evening.
Surprise.
Are you? Wow. Okay, so you kind of ruined your debut on Saturday with Terror in a Haunted House. Thanks. No, I'm just joking.
Uh-oh.
How's it going, buddy?
It's going very
Going
quietly.
good.
As you do, Norm.
All right. Good.
Hello?
Well,
I like
yeah,
your avatar. It looks incredible. That's a good job.
Well, he's normally got little cat in an Ahsoka thing. Is your first time in StreamYard, I
Hello?
guess?
Shit.
What's-
Yes. Yes.
Well,
this
considering what
is-
we're talking about, this might not be the
Yeah,
best.
he
review
hasn't had
for him.
time to put his avatar up in his settings.
Shit.
Oh, hey, what's up? Can you not hear us?
He was in a rush.
Yeah, so talk to Uncle,
Can you hear me now?
Toxic and give
Yeah,
him
we've been
that
able to
Red
hear
Wings.
you.
Hello?
Yeah, we've been hearing you.
Okay. Alrighty. I thought you couldn't hear me.
No, we hear you. You're saying shit a lot to your computer.
All
It's funny. How are you, buddy?
Yeah. I hate computers. I'm doing
Okay.
good. How are-
Get used to them. They're not going anywhere.
I was having that same fucking trouble with VideoPad when I was first trying it out.
I get that from my
Nice,
mom a lot.
nice to get
Yeah,
the hang of it.
What's going on with you, bastard, with your editing?
did
How's
it-
that going? Is it
Yeah.
going all right?
Did anybody
Yeah.
understand what Bastard just fucking said? Because I didn't catch
Yes.
it. It
He's
sounded
having
like
trouble.
It sounded like
I
you.
didn't hear
He
anything.
had a
I-
problem with his,
I didn't
it's my first time. It's always fucked up.
They're gonna
Yeah.
look at that Peter
Yep.
Parker and Bill
Yep.
Water. It's Tuesday,
And the Rosses came and got me.
It's going
Yeah,
back
get used to
Popo.
this. He's gonna do
Yeah.
that to you. He's gonna do that to you, mate. He really
No, he
is.
won't.
He will.
Um,
He will. Get ready for the shit.
What? So yeah, you said you were having issues with like audio syncing up and stuff, right?
Oh, mate.
Bastard.
Yeah. For some reason, I was uploading.
Yeah.
The fucking screen kept going black for a while. I managed to sort it, but yeah,
Okay.
it was a fucking pain in the ass, but I managed it.
You'll figure it out every
Are,
day.
are you talking about for the most recent video? Because it was fucking good.
I know. I mean, fucking hell, it took a while to get the hang of, but I think I've got away with it a little.
You guys will be
I
happy to
do.
know that I haven't even started on the Renfield video yet. I'm still planning on releasing it
Jesus
sometime before this month
Christ.
is over.
No,
Dude,
worry,
it's
we've
gonna
got
be the
10
fucking
years.
5-year anniversary before you get started on that fucking thing.
Well,
man.
what's funny is the movie only came out a few months ago, which is people forget.
That-
Time
It seems like forever. It seems
Gore
like
was
forever.
what was that big fat person that was shaped like toast? That big fat goblin that was on the whatever podcast? That big ugly Jabba the Hutt looking trans person. What was her name? Gorgon.
Oh, Gorlock?
Gorlock.
Gorlock. Okay. So Gorlock.
Gorlock the Destroyer.
Gorlock was only like 6 months ago.
Oh, Christ.
Gorlock made his big debut I think
Oh
in fucking
my
like
God.
April or May.
I went to Red Lobster today.
It
me
feels
and
like
my
a
buddy.
lifetime
We had our
ago.
fucking phones on Instagram. You can't escape that fucker. He's just everywhere. Gorlock. God damn it, man.
Yeah, I like how Victoria's Secret they realized like, hey, maybe we shouldn't let this person be a spokesperson for their
Yeah.
Yeah, shock
Have you
and
seen-
awe. Shock
Have you
and
seen
awe.
fucking Maxim
Wait,
seeing
he
a,
was a
a fucking
spokesman
transsexual?
for
was it?
Victoria's
No,
Secret?
but it was one of those things where like
Oh.
they make a fucking
Oh,
tweet,
geez.
and all of a sudden now they are a spokesperson. That's what's fucking weird. It's like I could literally
Yeah.
just say, hey guys, Hanes underwear, love it. Post some pictures of me in Hanes underwear, and all of
There
a
you
sudden
go.
all the shit I've ever said on my stupid YouTube channel is now attributed to Hanes. It's so funny how that works. Hanes is now sponsored by some toilet humor YouTuber.
Ain't Schlocktober.
Yeah. I mean, Schlocktober's
The
been a blast, you
Schlocktober,
guys.
the guy that beats his
But-
girlfriend regularly
I
on.
gotta
fucking
say the
Black
Schlocktober videos, there's a lot of clean jokes in those videos, but every
Yeah,
once in a
there
while I say something
Man,
that is horrific.
I told you not to order the DoorDash soup because they leave it by the fucking door.
Oh, also, you guys will be
Toxic
pleased to know
fucking
that
pisses in it.
Night of the Demons has finally been edited and uploaded, and that's due for the 31st. So that's obviously not
Hey.
public domain.
That was fun.
But-
I
But-
have had a lot of fun. I know that it's been a pain in the ass. I know you've really fucking. It's probably beating the shit out of you at this
Well,
point.
it's
But
not too
I
bad.
every day at work, I listen to your streams
Thanks.
of your different fucking cheesy horror movies, and a lot of them are pretty fucking good. I'm not gonna
Some
lie.
of the movies or the
Oh.
riffs. Some of the movies aren't
the
bad.
movies. That
Yeah.
no,
There we go.
even just listen to you talking
Yeah,
shit.
like
The Meg 2 Jason Statham impression.
Oh, that was good.
When you guys did Dracula 2000, you and Meg just did. What did you and Meg just do? Oh, Queen of the Damned.
Mostly, we did the
Yeah.
worst witch.
I didn't see the Worst Witch yet. I will watch
Pretty
that.
bad.
But those
but
are-
yeah,
Queen of the Damned was
Fucking
kind of
love it.
I had to really put the overlay on Queen of the Damned badly. So I'm excited about Bad Moon because they pretty much uploaded the whole movie. That was cool. And yeah, Night of the Demons. I realized I spent a lot of time editing it, which was probably for the best.
been
But then
meaning
when I
to watch
uploaded
that.
it, they're like, this stuff's allowed on YouTube. And I was like, I didn't really have to edit it, but whatever. It's fine. Can't spend a goddamn hour and a half. It's still 50 minutes long, you know?
Yeah.
Just edit out
but
all
Night
the
of the
bullshit.
Demons doesn't have the same Melvin. It doesn't have Night of the Demons doesn't have the same kind of bummer ending that Drag Me to Hell does.
Oh, yeah. I like Drag Me to Hell. That one's awful.
Yeah.
That's so cheesy. Remember when she takes her teeth out and sucks on her chin?
Remember how the whole thing pinned on a button from a fucking
Yeah.
shirt, and
I
like
know.
she's just fucking dead because of that, just because she didn't approve a loan to an old gypsy woman. God damn, man!
Such
I
a
always like it.
stereotype.
I always like it when it's simple things that cause the fucking horror.
Yeah, thinner when you like run over the old gypsy woman, the old
Listen.
gypsy man's wife, daughter.
God damn, dude. Listen, if you
Yeah.
want to
Yeah,
talk
I mean,
about
one
a
little
short,
thing like running over a gypsy, and then suddenly you're curious, what the heck?
anytime somebody talks shit on Stephen King and they're like, "Oh, his fucking books are so long and boring," I'm like, listen, read Thinner. It's short as fuck, and god damn, is that a good book?
Stephen King excels at shorter stories for real.
You
Like,
know
I'm
what?
excited about the Jaunt movie.
All-
The Jaunt's going to be turned into a movie.
Yeah,
I'm like, hell
yeah, I saw your comment. I saw your comment on that. That would
Okay,
be fucking
I might be
epic,
the outlier
man.
here, but I
What?
don't think Stephen King's books are boring. They're long, but I don't think they're
No, they're
boring.
not. You're not the
No,
outlier.
they're written by a cokehead. How the
Yeah,
hell?
no, no.
I mean, there's a lot of Stephen King going, and then.
And then,
No,
and then.
And then-
no. Stephen King's listen.
Yeah,
Thank you.
that's-
I agree 100%. He was the first books I ever read, and I've read almost everything he's ever done. I'm a little perturbed that he's become such a fucking rabid Democrat in the last like several years, and he works that into his fucking books, and it's really annoying. But
Until I see a fucking completely accurate depiction of it. No, I'm just joking. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
no,
The CP again. Okay, all right, if we're going to. Yeah.
I'm just
Yeah.
kidding.
But yeah, man, Thinner is one of my favorites just because it's kind of a genre bender where it's like, oh, this guy put a magic gypsy curse on me, so I'll call this fucking mafia hitman to come in and fucking regulate
yeah.
shit.
Isn't it
Like-
is Chaz Palminteri? Or no, it's
Joe
Joe Mantegna.
Joe Mantegna, and he's great. The movie's good.
Yeah,
The book
that's all
is
nice.
way better. The
Yeah.
the book is
Yeah,
amazing.
the book is better. I mean, but that's true for most King.
That's not that's not true.
movies.
That's the opposite.
Mm.
Actually, the movies are usually better.
I mean,
Yeah, you know-
I
I like that
Oh.
Jim
you
Gaffigan.
want me to start listing the terrible Stephen?
Do you want me
King
to start listing the
adaptations
really good ones, and you want to have
that
a
are better than the
competition?
book?
Two of
You
them.
want to have a competition?
Yes,
You know what I
you're
like
gonna
about
have
the
you're gonna have
you know what I
two,
like about
maybe?
the books, the movies? No reading. That was what I liked about the movies.
Well, all right. Well, I like to read, you
Yeah.
dick. So
Yeah, well,
there's that.
I read subtitles on my movies. That counts.
It's funny though when he's writing books,
Thirsty
he's,
Ted was
praised,
the
he's actually
best.
praised for the
Thanks,
horror.
Phil.
When he fucking does movies, he's praised for the unintentional comedy.
That sounds like a
Melva deeply
sounds like
likes
a-
most of the
Thirsty
King's
Dead.
books.
That sounds like a shifty. porn.
Yeah, yeah. No, they're literally thirsty. They want blood.
some
They
shite,
want
though.
blood.
You know, in terms of
Yeah,
like,
I can tell you're Scottish.
in terms of Stephen King making long books, Wes doesn't get that. The average person doesn't have time to sit there and read a fucking 1,000-page novel.
Neither
that's-
do I. That's
oh,
why they
no.
made audiobooks, you dick.
Yeah,
Just
but
so you
even like
know.
a
I do audiobooks mostly.
Months to listen to the entire 1,000,
Yeah.
page.
But how long
books
does it
either.
take to read like a 400-page book? Like a whole day? You know, like
One
8
thing at a
hours?
time.
maybe?
Yeah.
I don't know, Enzo. How long has it taken you to read Vampires that I sent you 3 months ago? You fucking
Once I
shit?
start,
I
half a
read.
day.
Yeah, how long?
I
Yeah,
read
you
the
you really walked into
Thrones
that
second
one
month.
there. Yeah, fuck.
Megan skimmed it and she was like laughing at how she was laughing at it. She thought it was a funny book. It was a funny book. She had trouble with the prose, I guess. The writers just she had a hard time following it, just in terms of the writers writing. I don't know what the hell she's talking about. I didn't read it, so I'll
you
see what
don't
she's talking about.
listen. You don't hand a book to a woman. You hand her a fucking Thanksgiving meal to fucking make. You know, you hand her a toilet to
Cookbook.
fucking scrub.
You give her the cookbook is what you do. That's,
I don't know why the fuck you're giving her
cookbook.
books to read. Like I don't even know what's the point of that.
The next thing you'll be letting her
Not
wear
women
shoes.
thinking independently. What's
Wear
what's wrong with
shoes.
you?
let her out of the kitchen occasionally. They're like, it's
I
kitchen or
mean-
bedroom. That's it. I don't know what we were doing here.
You sure beat her enough when the fucking DoorDash shit shows up in
Megan
the wrong
Megan
spot.
asks me to beat her all the time, and I
Yeah.
never do it. She's upset about me
Ew.
for it. So
Oh gosh.
it's like I'm the opposite.
Oh no.
Dear God.
Well, I know Wes really want to talk about this.
Totally.
Yeah, that crazy bitch.
Oh,
Why?
You
Yeah.
fucking
like a succubus
bitch.
out of
I
hell.
only heard about her a
That's-
couple days
oh.
ago.
God,
We
I don't
hate
really-
you.
Fucking hell.
We
Why?
hate you.
I mean, I know she's like, okay, so like I got the gist of it. She's a reaction video, lazy reaction video channel.
Yep.
Yeah.
And she's obviously like got a shit zillion subscribers due to,
Right.
whatever, her fucking
Yeah.
weird face.
No,
Um,
so she has an
well,
interesting
a couple
origin
reasons.
story. Yeah.
Bring it. Bring it.
So
She was like a Call
she
of Duty
originally
gamer?
became famous as a streaming gamer.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The problem is she wasn't actually playing the games. Her
Right.
husband was.
Her husband was.
Right. And she got up, I don't know, like top 500 and
Fun.
whatever gay child's game that everybody wants to play now, Overwatch or something like that.
Yeah, and Call of Duty
Um,
and shit.
Yeah.
Call of Duty.
So she then, everybody starts realizing she's playing games and the controller isn't even plugged in, or
Mhm.
the movements that she's making in no way are aligned with what you're actually seeing video wise and all that stuff. So then switches over to starting to do React stuff because I mean it's even lower effort and the clout is kind of gone from her video gaming stuff.
Yep.
All she does and by the way, she's in the middle of a divorce. She's being sued by her husband
Nice.
because he actually found all the clips, wrote most of the reactions, and all she does is sit there and show her tits and
course.
do the basic Twitch thought kind of thing. But then she moved to YouTube and is just stealing the whole cloth, as a lot of very low effort reaction streamers are doing. Stealing people's content and then just going, oh wow, by the way, let me show some more cleavage while I do this. And YouTube actually brought her to one of their creator
Excuse
cons
me.
and celebrated how great she was, and this is how people should be doing things or whatever, which is quite the endorsement. Then Jax Films, who has a bit of a history of going after low effort notorious reactors, noticed her and started going after her, and she decided to show up at his house and stream, essentially doxing him, and shit has kicked off, and YouTube took the bold step of partially demonetizing her for some very short period of time.
Yeah, but it was already after like a week or like public outcry and stuff. And
Yeah.
what's
Which
even
they
funnier
did-
is like
Which has
she's
been
violated-
discovered. They did
go ahead.
not do. They
Oh,
did
yeah,
not.
yeah.
They did
That's
not
even
demonetize her
debatable.
at
Yeah,
all.
Oh no, they demonetized one video.
No,
Yeah.
yeah, not even that. No, they found out recently they didn't even do that.
funny. Well, it's also funny because like doxing is against YouTube's community standard standards, but so is what is it? What else did she do? She violated another one.
Yeah, she was fucking posting someone's house, wasn't it? One of her haters. And then
Yeah.
when she
Yeah,
got
that
called
was
out
Jax.
for it, she
That
like,
was Jax. Yeah.
Something about I can't remember. She's just been a bad girl, and YouTube is just stupid. I don't know. I don't really care. Sniper Wolf SS. It seems like a Nazi name. I don't know why she's called
Oh
that.
yeah, Melvin Deeply, sexualizing manners. Yo, fucking hell.
Yeah.
Now I'm trying to remember what the original was. The S is stupid. Or something like that. It's-
Yeah, there's some controversy about something with her.
Sniper wife is outside Luke's house.
Her and some
right now.
underage kids too. There's some shit with that happened. Some controversy. Her and I'm not sure that sexualizing.
Okay.
her.
oh
So
yeah,
I
she
went
was pulling
down the-
TikTok videos on it.
Yeah, I heard
Yeah,
she ghosted some cancer patient fan of hers or something.
No, yeah, she did that. And I went down the rabbit hole because I didn't know what this was until Josh, one of my moderators from the Critical Drinker group, posted something. And I was like, I don't even know who this is. I don't even know what we're talking about. And then so
I had no
yeah, go ahead.
I
Go
had
ahead,
no
buddy.
idea who she.
Yeah,
I was
neither
just
did
gonna say, I
I.
had no idea who she was until they were like, she doxed somebody. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
like,
no,
I knew Twitch thoughts were like horrors for YouTube, but I didn't realize they would go out and actually like threaten you.
Yeah, no, she's like a less talented Jenna Marbles from like the early days of fucking YouTube. You know what I mean? Like she's
Yeah.
yeah, but like I went down the rabbit hole on all the shit that she's done. And because I had to drive back and forth to Kansas City this weekend and listening to all this shit. Oh my dude, she is the fucking devil.
She's got a bit of a criminal background too. Yeah.
Yeah, she's been to jail more than me. She's been to jail more times than I have.
I think armed robbery was one of them.
Yeah, she's a fucking piece of shit. Yeah, armed robbery, larceny, conduct which threatens, possession of a firearm while under an indictment, which is a federal fucking crime that holds usually 5 years.
No.
But because it conduct with a minor, which she's under.
I know she's got this Nickelodeon wallpaper behind her as you're telling the story.
Right.
Yeah, but Nickelodeon are fucking nonsense.
What pisses me the fuck off is that Russell Brand is just accused of one thing and gets completely deplatformed and demonetized, and this cunt can just run around and do whatever the fuck she wants to do and completely change the rules. Recently, some fans of the guy that she doxed decided to hit up YouTube and say, hey, someone's been making YouTube videos against my YouTube videos, and I wanted to know, is it cool if I go to his house and set up camp outside and like have some of my subscribers try to like harm him in any kind of physical way? And they were like, well, we can't get involved in anything that happens outside of YouTube. And I'm like, oh, wow, really?
Yeah,
really?
I mean, except for the fact that they have very specific rules that if you embarrass YouTube, things that you do off of the platform can actually be held against you on your channel.
Well, yeah, seems like a case of fuckery.
Man, it's almost like the rules only apply to some people and not others. I don't know. It's a good thing that only happens to YouTube, though.
Well, if you call a woman out, you're fucking sexist.
That's true.
Isn't it?
Just, privilege is always invisible to those that have it. So this fucking bitch knew exactly what she was doing. She has so many Instagram followers. She knew that if she showed up at this guy's house and doxed him, that somebody was going to show up and do some crazy fucking shit at his house. She's probably got somebody that worships the fuck out of her, bodyguard style, and would love to go to and light this guy's house. This guy has a wife and kids. Now, am I saying that he's not? I agree with you, Chris, because you and I had this discussion offline.
Yeah.
Is he kind of a pussy for like just going to crying to YouTube? Yes, he is. Because I would have, but then again, I found out they're in California.
Yeah.
Yeah, so not like you can go out in the yard and rack the slide on a 12 gauge, like you would happen to you if you showed up outside my house.
Right. Yeah. Like, you come to Kansas and try that shit. Yeah, that's fuck around in a small town bullshit.
Yeah.
You do that shit in California, they'd be like, hey, listen, when she was shitting on your face while she was shooting your wife in the face, you misgendered her. So that was wrong, and you're in the wrong for that. So you should just accept that and give her some reparations or something like that. You know what I mean? Because they are in fucking California. So it's,
I talked to you about that when we watched Banshee because you didn't know about the situation. I understand where you're coming from. That nowadays, like even in New York, it's kind of sketchy. Like if somebody breaks in my place and shoots me and my kid, my mother, I survive and I shoot him back. If he's the wrong skin color, I'm the racist. That's just how it works nowadays.
Right.
But I still say, as a man right now, if somebody was outside my house, I'm like, I just say, Enzo, real quick, I'll bring it back. I go outside and take that camera and shove it straight up her ass. It's like, I get where the dude's coming from. You want to tattle to on YouTube.
That's kind of I had a conversation with someone when I was living in California where I explained, it was like, okay, you're going to be in the hospital eating through a tube. I'll be getting 3 hots and a cot in a gray bar hotel. Which of us you think is going to have the better night?
Right.
Yeah, because I still feel like, I get where you're coming from, Wes, but also I think that a public outcry, I think a lot more people would see this and be like, and they would, if this guy would get that much more support, if people would say, yo, friggin', there's somebody outside your house live streaming your personal information, you got a wife and kid inside, this guy came out and decked her across the fucking face. I think more people would, like this guy's reputation would fucking blow up through the roof tenfold because everyone's like, hey, this guy defended his wife and kid, versus now it's like, yeah, YouTube is kind of like they're slapping around the fucking wrist and stuff because nobody got hurt. But if somebody does get hurt and he whooped their
Well, no,
ass,
they blamed
you know,
him. They
that's what
blamed him. They said
yeah.
we in the future would like both parties to not
Yeah.
be so
Yeah, they equated it.
irresponsible.
YouTube
Yeah.
said they were essentially equally, in the wrong.
Like,
which,
no,
okay,
I'm
whatever.
making fun because basically what this is saying, right? Because I happen to have, or you know what? Let's say hypothetically, somebody was the head of a Facebook page for. I don't know what you're showing me right now. What are you showing me right
I
now?
drew her. I drew this
nice.
girl.
Oh, okay, good job.
That's
Yeah, that looks just
more
like
accurate
her.
to what's on the inside
Well, I'm
than
gonna.
what's on the
Yeah.
outside. You guys-
on
So
Twitter.
let's say
You guys recognize-
hypothetically there was a really famous YouTuber, and let's say that famous YouTuber had a Facebook group and somebody was in charge of it, and let's say that some of the people that were in that group wanted to put cocks on the faces of the Little Mermaid, and that admin did not allow that.
Well,
And then they created their own group where they thought he was either A, a fascist Nazi, or B, he was a leftist fruitcake. Either way, and then someone of that other rival group decided to say, hey, let's go to his apartment, his studio apartment in Lawrence, Kansas, and let's go do some crazy shit and have a fucking conversation with him or whatever we feel like doing. Like, would that not be some sort of, I don't know, let me say something crazy like a felony crime? Like, would that not be some, so basically what we're saying is if you want to do something to somebody, because they say something you don't like, it's completely okay.
I don't know. Are you hot or not?
Well, it's also funny because just like a while ago,
well, you don't necessarily.
just a while
have to
ago,
be
we
hot.
had Russell Brand. Russell Brand got removed from the platform completely because of allegations.
Yeah.
And it's like,
I made that. I said the same thing.
Yeah, exactly. But it's just like the hypocrisy, standards, double standards everywhere.
Yeah.
You guys remember the YouTube channel whose link I just put in the private chat? You remember that idiot?
Oh yeah.
The guy
where him and Ackman got into it.
Called up Ackman's mom. Well, he got away with all that stuff, but I don't think Ackman acknowledged why they let him get away with like calling up his mom, threatening him, and domestic abuse, and his channel's still up. But I think it's mostly because he's black. I don't think Ackman would admit it, but I think that's why YouTube kind of let him get away with all that.
Yeah.
They
Well,
just
the sad part,
that situation and said, there's a black guy versus a white guy. Take the side of the black guy, we don't want to look bad in terms of race.
Well, they actually demonetized Ackman for a month or two over that.
Fun.
Yeah, which was ridiculous.
No, I mean, I definitely agree. It sucks that these companies do show favoritism, but it's like, it doesn't just happen just in YouTube, though. This happens in the private sector. I mean, the last company I worked for, boy, the things I've seen people get away with because the whole, it's like I can, like someone like me, I call it sick once every 4 or 5 months, or maybe like twice a year. Got this guy who is a different skin tone, we'll say. This guy is calling out for no bullshit. 5 months in a row, he called out every single Friday for fucking 5 months in a row. And I got pulled into the office. Hey, Chris, your attendance is kind of sketchy right now. What do you mean? Well, you've called out twice the past 6 months. Twice. This guy's called out 19 fucking times. Well, it's different. What's different besides the fucking tone of our skin? Like,
yeah, that's crazy too, because like somebody like you that's so dedicated to your work that you would even you would keep driving that bus while you were completely intoxicated. Like, I really have a lot of respect for you for that. You know what I mean? Like, not everybody can like get behind the wheel of a vehicle and drive completely smashed the way you do.
I can, but I don't do it.
Yeah.
But not to mention,
for money.
Every single year I got so many safety
Not yet,
awards.
anyway.
I got safety award after safety award. Other guys got fucking DWIs. They got fucking accidents and stuff, and they keep their.
I just think it's like
funny.
this sets like a bad precedent for YouTubers, because it's like, a lot of us say shit that people are not going to like. I know that I do. I know that Chris does.
Oh, yeah, of course.
I know Enzo does.
Man, I hate to break it to you, but that precedent was set a long time ago.
Was it?
I mean, if you the absolute variability of when they decide who they drop the hammer on, what it's about. this is fine on this channel, but we don't like this guy, so it's different. I mean, the
terms of service.
It's
the vague blanket
the amount of discretion that they exercise and how it very much seems to be slanted. In one direction.
I just want to put this out. I want to put two different messages out there, if I may, right now. What's the guy's name that she doxed? Jax something?
Jax Films.
Jax Films. Jax Films. First of all, look, man, I'm almost I'm completely on your side. And if this situation is not handled properly, there is a way to Venmo me, and I will deal with this situation for you. Sniper Wolf, if you decide that you want to come to Lawrence, Kansas and go outside of my house, I invite you to do so. I guarantee that two things will happen. One, it will not end in the way that you think it will. And number two, you'll be pregnant before the holidays. So that is completely up to you. Those are choices. Those are, as a feminist, which I'm sure you are, those are the choices that I want you to feel free and comfortable to make. That you want a baby put in you. That's what will happen if you show up outside of my house. There is no wife in here that's going to cry and call the cops on you. So.
Yeah, it sucks. I mean, at some point, this shit will keep getting to. It's going to escalate to a point where someone eventually is going to get hurt, and it could take that one time where some shit, like maybe YouTube eventually is going to do some serious things when someone actually does, like, something bad happens. God forbid, somebody's kid or wife does actually get fucking hurt, and everyone's gonna be like, "Hey, YouTube, so you've been letting this shit going on over and over and over again. Now it takes when someone loses their fucking life. Now you want to do some shit about this."
Well, it's like anything else. Yeah, once something reaches critical mass, it's like, it used to be back in the day, if you were horny and you were tired and you didn't feel like going to the bar, you could just get a back page and get some slut to come over and take care of you, and then it's like, oh boy, human trafficking is like a thing. It's like, dude, they're not human trafficking on back page. Those are just fucking Midwest fucking sluts, on there trying to make a little extra cash. It's not, now they have OnlyFans, so they don't have to do that. But I'm just saying, like, back in the day, that's how you made that kind of shit happen. But it reached to the point where they got too much bad publicity, so they shut the bitch down.
Speaking of shutting the bitch down, last Friday was supposed to be the day Dune 2 comes out, but
yikes.
You're in the broken timeline, so whatever. But yeah, it's a bummer.
If I was a studio and I have a completed or near completed where I'm just dealing with post processing or whatever, if I had a release date this year, I would absolutely take it off the calendar and hold it until next summer, because there's going to be a lot of dead time in that time. And if you've got something that you can put out, you're going to be able to make. Did you guys
all enjoy Dune 1? Dune Chapter 1?
I haven't watched it because I've been waiting until they get the full series, because I'm oh wow, I'm going to sit down. I like it. Oh shit, no, actually we're not making Dune 2. Oh, thank you.
Yeah, he didn't get bamboozled like the rest of us did. Here's a picture of Sniper Wolf sitting outside of Wes's house waiting.
Listen, honey, you don't have to sit outside there. I have I have a 4-inch Irish penis that is all yours if you want.
4-inch.
But it ultimately comes down to not just her, but this is the problem with the internet, is these people. She did it because number one, she can, and number two, she's not stupid. She's got, like I said, 7 million, 8 million Instagram followers.
Yeah, that was definitely that was definitely, as the British would say, a shot across the bow. She definitely was like, listen, any one of my wacko followers could have easily come to your fucking apartment. You know what I mean? Soft ass fucking, YouTube boy, which again, we're all YouTubers. I get it. Not all of us are ex-military, not all of us ex-felons. But at the same time, it's just like, she knew which target to go after. If I was the one making fucking, videos against her, I don't think she would have fucking showed up here. I don't think she would have booked a flight and fucking showed up here.
I don't know. So the thing is, I mean, Blue Collar's right with the idea of the online personality and having grown up eternally online. And oh, by the way, in a pretty soft society of late, the idea of having immediate consequences that usually involve getting your ass kicked in a parking lot, that has got up and left, right? When I was growing up, you know, like I was bigger than most grown men when I was in high school. But I knew damn well you don't fuck with a grown man, right? Because they'll kill you. I don't have a problem with that, right? It's I'm not here to throw
Especially in
punches because I
Topeka.
want to pose or anything like that. I grew up in a small town in Kansas, where most of these guys are military vets and have probably killed people already. Also, most of them are working class, blue collar type guys who actually, constantly do shit all day. That doesn't involve sitting on ass and typing on keyboard. And oh, by the way, after they're done kicking your ass, they're going to call your parents. And then you have to go home and get your ass kicked twice as bad because you embarrassed the family by fucking up and pissing off, a grown man. Nowadays, you have, kids that are lipping off and doing whatever to people they don't even know. And you look at them and go, son, I don't know if you know physics, but you're about to lose on this. Newton is going to take your ass and punt it because your bucko 5 sopping wet ass is going to get killed by this 220-pound man. But they don't. But because they've been brought up with it. Well, if anybody ever touches you, call the cops. Or now Johnny, everybody's like equally this and that, whatever. No, I mean, again, the way we saw bullies, in the playground when I was a kid was somebody got a bloody nose, and that ended the bullying.
It's like what me and Blue Collar talked about it on the stream the other night. It's Mike Tyson's famous saying.
Yeah,
which is,
everybody got a plan until they punched in the face.
Well, that the other one that he did, the one that said, the internet has made people like unafraid of getting punched in the face.
Yeah,
for the
because most of these people haven't actually ever been in a fight, right?
100%.
And so no, I don't think she has any concept. I don't think she's ever faced real consequences against coming up against somebody.
I agree.
Like, I don't know who you are, and I don't care.
I agree. But I believe that she knew exactly what the fuck she was doing.
Oh yeah,
I think she knew.
Absolutely believe she was. I'm going to show up because again, I have been able through whatever privilege that I have, either being a woman and oh by the way, an attractive woman, so I get twice as many, twice as much privilege, but also that I've got these fans, and that makes me think I'm important, and I can brigade them, and some simp will show up if I say, oh my gosh, he's hurt my pee-pees. And daddy, won't you protect me?
100%.
Somebody will show up.
Yeah. The scary part to Westus, and that's everybody on the panel, is that also, and I get where people are coming from with YouTube, that they pull a double standards. Not just YouTube though, because I've seen recently, Twitch, for example, I got banned on Twitch. Okay, they'll go to kick. I told Westus, I'm not sure how much you guys know. Just take one example, Dr. Disrespect. I've only heard about the guy a couple of times, but he was banned on Twitch because he was at a gaming con. The guy was in a fucking bathroom when guys were bringing their kids to go to urinals.
Yeah, you told me. You told me.
And this guy is live streaming why people's children are using the bathroom. Like, I know Jay and Wes are older. If I brought my 10-year-old to the movie theater and some 6'5" douchebag is streaming while my kid's taking a piss, I'm gonna punch her in your fucking jaw, bro. But the thing is, he gets banned from Twitch. Big deal. He'll go to YouTube Gaming. So the point is, it's like, even if YouTube does permanently get rid of her, okay, so what? She'll go to Rumble. She'll go to fucking Twitch. She'll go. These people will do anything they can to avoid actual work. And the internet, because they have a fucking fan base of 7, 8, 9 million fucking people. Oh, Sniper Wolf is banned on YouTube. Well, guess what? Her shitty fucking fans, wherever she goes, they will still keep following her. That's the fucking real problem. It's not just YouTube. It's fucking all social media.
Yeah, and I think you also have people that have like I call it Twitch brain, where anything that's content is a way to make money, right? No matter what, and clout is the number one thing. Right. It is. I will get an audience, and by any means necessary, I will monetize any and everything I can.
I know
to do that. Right. And that's how you count success.
Yeah. I went on to Twitch once just to see what it was about. And one of the first things it recommended me was a stream where a lady was just sleeping. And there were these guys sending her bits and super chats and donations just while she was sleeping. And she had the camera on. I'm like, this is a sad website.
Yeah. I mean, that's well. So you have a look at the fatherless rate of kids being born now, right? And if you're a young guy or getting into your 20s, you didn't have a dad. Oh, by the way, you probably grew up nuclear family where it was just mom and maybe her mom or something like that, right? So you had no male family to show you how to be a man. And oh, by the way, you went through a school system all run by women. So and calm down. No, you have to do this, whatever, right? All of the natural things that guys do has been shut down. Then you've been told by society that to even look at a woman is toxic. To even to talk to them without getting this 87 part permission slip and consent form that I can actually speak to you as filled out. Well, that they're out, right? They don't know how to be men. They don't know how to talk to women. And so what they do is fall back on a simp for e-girls because, if nothing else, guys are dedicated, whatever we may have terrible ideas, but they're ideas we run with if we think that there's a chance of getting laid, right? I always remember the Seinfeld joke about guys yelling like at girls as they drive by, hey baby, whistling or whatever. What do they think is going to happen? The women are going to kind of run and grab onto the bumper and hold on, but the sad thing is these are the best ideas we have, right? that I assure you, if there are women, we have our men working on trying to get laid in some way, coming up with a plan, however terrible it is, right? And for a lot of these guys, this is their best plan, as shit as it is, right? If I just simp and throw money, maybe this is what gets me laid. Again, they need to have somebody go, bro, this ain't working. I don't know what you're talking about. Get the hell out of here.
Exactly. It's sad, man.
And you're in an audience where everybody else thinks the same thing, right? So your social group all think this is the best plan because none of them have been laid.
Yeah, I think it's also like this rise in like you see the rise in like armpit and like feet, and I think that's really just because like those are like the crevices people see on the fucking streaming more, like people are drawn, like men are drawn to fucking crevices, that's what they want. So like when you only see like cleavage and armpits here and there, that's like the only interaction you get with women is like this frame that I'm in right now, like chest up. It makes you weird. It makes you fucking weird, dude.
Well, I remember talking with some classmates like at our 20th class reunion or something like that, right? And so the girls are talking to different things, and they're like, oh, guys, oh, you have it easy. And I was like, oh, stop it. So I started explaining like kind of the teenage guy mindset, and I'm like, look, if there's a hole in a tree and I'm walking in the tree row, I'm probably sticking it in there at when I'm 14 or 15.
Yeah, it's like
anything.
My dad used to say, like, a teenage boy would fuck a snake if someone held its mouth open.
Not me.
Yeah, you can't help it when you're a teenager. Every fucking second, you're looking for an opportunity to have a fucking wank. It's
I just, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, you got that right arm that looks like Popeye, and the left arm just looks like a toothpick, right?
Here's the thing.
Crush walnuts in this hand.
Like
if you have to do
in the Wolf of Wall Street. Oh no, those are rookie numbers. I myself jerk off 2 times a day.
Yeah.
Like here's the thing.
If
you
as a teenager, I'm like, you rank fucking amateur. What are you? I mean, you're under constant surveillance.
If you I mean, that's the thing. It's like if you, God, I keep forgetting because I'm getting all these messages at the same time. But it's just I literally had something right there, and I fucking fucked up.
You know what?
That's what happens. That's what happens when you're the host. You're the host.
Yeah, Jay Adam is sad that he couldn't make it. But
that's because Meg popped up. That's why. Distracted him.
Has anyone ever tried the danger wank? You have a wank and just hope your parents don't fucking catch you.
I remember what I was going to say. Look, here's the thing. If you're going to be doing creative work, sometimes smoking a little weed, busting a nut, it'll help like with creator's block. But if you have to do like physical labor, you save your fucking load until the end of the day, until after you're done working.
Correct.
Then you bust.
So you can roll over and pass the fucking
100% correct.
You will do better physical work with your balls full, but with creative work, your balls need to be empty.
Correct.
You will have the post nut
100%. As both a heavy laborer in my day job and a creative person in my YouTube and my writing, you are 100% correct. I have never agreed with a WAP more in my life than I agree with you right now.
Yeah. Thanks.
Well, I was somebody did a actual study about the old boxing analogy about the women weaken knees thing.
Mickey
and they were
Rocky.
like, no, actually, no, you don't, and there's actually arrested testosterone and all this stuff. And I was like, no. So you're missing it. It's the boxing part that matters because nobody fights more than a sexually frustrated man.
Correct.
Yeah.
Man, if I've been laid in a while, I'm knocking somebody out just because.
Mike Tyson said the same thing. Like he wanted to do no fucking nothing because he wanted to be the meanest fucking fighter there was.
And then he went to Japan and did not follow that rule, and Buster Douglas knocked him the fuck out.
You got your bowls empty. You don't even want to fight. You're like, bro.
No, they're like, I got mine. I'm good. I'll lay around here and just chill.
Yeah, that's why at the end of the night, especially here like on 6th Street, Austin, like 2 a.m., 3 a.m., that's when the fights start because like dudes are going home without getting laid. They don't have a girlfriend.
Bars closed. I did not leave with a woman.
Now
I am not happy.
Some other dude who also didn't get laid says something stupid to him, and then that just goes. And there's like whole YouTube channels dedicated to just filming 6th Street on Fridays.
Well, I've always been amused with the phrase incel, right? This was clearly created by a woman because no man is voluntarily celibate.
Yeah.
Right. The in fact, I was explaining to my wife, I was like, this is such a ludicrous term. Of course it's involuntary because every man would like to be fucking all the time. In fact, while I'm fucking, I would like to be fucking something else or more or somewhere else. Right. I want to be twice as fucking. I've been voluntarily celibate while I'm having sex.
Yeah, I mean, we see what happens with guys who voluntarily go celibate with like priests and stuff. And
you were right.
Yeah.
You were right. It is a woman. It was a woman who came up with the term incel.
Of course it was. Again, that was easy call.
Is a portmanteau of involuntary celibate.
With the feminist
originally coined as incel around 1993 to 1997 by a queer Canadian female student known as Alana.
It's
not just a woman.
Is this Alana? Is she like a singer?
Is she hot? She had nice tits.
I guess she looks like. She looks like David Bowie post-op. Like,
well, that's the thing. Is like these women usually, like it's usually what happens is these girls, they're used to, every man wanting to fuck them, and then they usually, give certain ones the time of day. But that's why that's always the insult whenever they don't meet a guy that they don't like. It's like, oh my god, I bet you no one ever touches your dick, or no one ever fucks you, or no one ever sucks your dick. And that's all they care about. That's like the only transactional progress they ever make in life is like
I can't even blame women. I will not blame women.
It's not their fault. It's our fault.
No, it's our fault. It's our fault. And I'm going to tell you why.
Hedonists.
I'm going to tell you why. Because women have always been irrational, stupid, fucking malicious, evil, like just terrible, like they're demons put on this earth to fuck us up. But we allow
as you can tell, Toxicity's had a lot of really successul relationships with those guys. Yeah, I'm just
George Lucas.
I've got three marriages.
I couldn't tell you had been divorced multiple times. Yeah.
Yeah.
You and Kennison, where it's like, oh, you've been divorced twice. Oh, I don't have anything to show you in hell. No. Would you like to be a tour guide? No. Ooh, look at that.
Yeah. But here's the problem. Here's the problem. Because in the last 20 years, 30 years, whatever you want to call it, people have become softer and wanting to say the politically correct thing, and now it's the woke thing and stuff like that. Whereas when I was a kid, my dad, my first boner, my first girlfriend, he was like, listen, Wes, treat a whore like a queen and a queen like a whore, and you'll get laid every single time. That's how it is. They're stupid. They're like horses. They're stupid as fuck, but they know everybody wants to fuck them. They have instincts, but you can use those instincts against them. That's all you've got to do. So you become a toxic piece of shit, and that's the one. Don't be their friend. Don't understand that they have anything to offer in this world besides what's between their legs, and you'll be fine. But if you start to think anything other than that, then you're gonna fuck yourself up, and then that's all it is. But dads don't teach their fucking kids that. See, me, I have two boys, okay, but I married a black woman, so they're black kids, so they instinctively know these things. They know how to be pieces of shit. I don't need to teach them how to be pieces of shit. They know how to treat women like shit. Okay, so that's like
So, I mean-
racially, they're good on that one. But most men don't know how to teach their guys how to be toxic pieces of shit. That's the only thing that women want. They want a toxic piece of shit that cheats on them and treats them low because that's the only thing that they understand. They understand chaos. They understand that need for approval, and they understand that, hey, this guy could leave at any moment. If you are stable, if you are calm, if you are a good provider, if you're a good dad, all of those things, they are going to fuck you up. If you don't believe me, ask Blue Collar Loser, because he has been the victim of this many, many times. Am I lying, or am I telling the truth?
I can't disagree with the single word of that.
There you go.
Especially in 2023, go to family court and try being a good dad in family court. I even said that in my open bar appearance, and Gary and everybody started laughing. Like, I mean, yeah, I can sit there. My son's mother can be a crackhead, can come in with 3 fucking teeth. She can have multiple felonies. I'm working 65
Are you
hours.
not joking when you say that?
I'm just saying the premise is like, no matter what my son's mother. I mean, even my kid's like, he tells the judge, Your Honor, I want to live with my dad. I don't like my mother. I'm the one who's working 7 days a week and paying bills, and she's got a crackhead boyfriend who's unemployed, and yet she still gets full custody.
Yeah, but that's always been true. I mean, the family court has always deferred to the mother whenever there's any kind of custody.
Yeah, there's even got lawyers. They've even got lawyers.
I live in New Mexico, and my uncle, he divorced his wife, and that was a nightmare for him in court.
Yeah,
like he still doesn't have full custody of his son, and he's 12 now.
Yeah, I mean, it's but top of things like alimony. Like every time they say it's a man's world, okay, and good thing I didn't fucking marry the bitch, because man, if I had to pay alimony plus child support, holy shit.
Yeah, I was gonna say I didn't really introduce Hostman too much, but I know Hostman from like just saying funny shit on Twitter.
Yeah,
and he was one of the guys that was like, "Yo, give me that link
Soma.
to your," because he had a Discord room that he had, and I was like, "Cool."
Yeah.
And then he just, I'm very, very proud proud of myself that I got you to make your first YouTube appearance on this video.
Hell
Very
yeah!
happy.
Yeah.
Hell yeah!
It's nicer than pretending to work on my Ahsoka video, but not actually having a clue how to use Vegas at all.
How much of a shit show is that show? Because I only have open bar to go off of. It's bad, isn't it, Hostman? Tell me.
I see it. I mean,
the introduction was so bad, I decided to make the entire video about that. Like,
you mean when you say the introduction, you mean like the theme song, or you mean like the first scene, the opening scene?
Both. The title crawl is so bad that I had to devote like 2 pages.
So funny, they finally bring the title crawl back and they ruin it.
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah, they couldn't afford to do it at an angle. They just had to have it, just straight up. It's just 2D.
Well,
the great thing is if you're inspired by the first episode to do the review, then you can just do 45 minutes of arms crossed, looking at each other with smug looks, and that's it. I mean, that's the story. You're good. And then Theron at the end will go, "I won." Ha ha ha. There.
Can I just point out? Can I just point out?
And then they make HK model droids completely retarded for no reason.
Yikes!
Which isn't fun for EU nerds.
Also, remember, if you are a female and you get impaled by a lightsaber, you won't die.
You won't. You will not die as a female. Yeah.
You can cut off.
It looks like maybe a cigar was put out on your abdomen. That's about it.
Bisect the spaceship though with the same lightsaber and
fucking lasers that can melt doors.
And
here's what happens when you get stabbed with a lightsaber, guys.
Black lasers that shoot for a certain distance and then explode into puffs of smoke in space.
Well, yeah, that's the idea. Is like something so hot going through you would cause all the surrounding tissue and liquid. It cause your blood to literally boil. You know what I mean? It would kill you.
So I watched Drinker's breakdown of that. He's a bit wrong. So
is he?
Yeah. So
is he?
Yeah. One of the things. So what you learn quickly about like heat shielding is ablation is a thing, especially with carbon. So like the tiles on the space shuttle, yes, they get hot, but they also ablate the surface, and each one of those pieces that fall off are carrying away heat. It's why it's able to survive re-entry using that, right? So what you can do is take a piece of toast, hit the surface of it with a torch, right, and get it black, right. So you've got a lot of carbon, and then take an oxyacetylene torch and blow it on that, right, and that toast will stop the heat transferring through. What you'll see is that carbon will get really red and hot and then drop off, and what it's doing is it's absorbing the heat and then flaking away to take the heat from the total surface, right, and it'll take you like a minute with a good oxyacetylene torch to burn through just a piece of bread that has been carbonized. Right. So what would happen is if you take that kind of heat into the body, you're gonna have a real bad day when it first enters you. And what's gonna happen is around the blade, you're gonna instantly carbonize because we're mostly carbon, right? And then that carbon will start popping off. It will continue to heat and expand as it goes, but you're not going to immediately turn into a steam explosion.
Yeah, I don't think that'll happen either. I mean, definitely like localized though. If I got stabbed like anywhere in the abdomen, like
what about the pockets of bile
up
that collect? Because I've seen gunshot. I've seen many gunshot.
Oh, what'll happen is so the thing is that burn area, right? That's immediately causing a huge septic system shock to you.
Yeah, because the amount of shock that
like
happens.
4th degree burns, 5th degree burns are fatal.
Like people,
3rd degree burns at given the amount of surface area that you're dealing with,
they can be
right?
fatal.
They'll kill you.
I have shot people with what's called tracer rounds, which are incendiary rounds.
Yeah.
And I've seen them die just from getting hit with one of a 5.56 round that's considered quote unquote tracer and or incendiary round, which is what we use to track the bullets. You put one in,
right, 1 in 3 or 1 in 5,
1 in 3,
what you're shooting,
exactly. 1 in 3. You were right the first time. But it's
it depends on the gun. So like the Balkans that they use like in the AC 130s are 1 in 5, just because of the volume of fire.
But if you go down to my level,
right?
If you go down to my level, which is the foot soldier level, we use 1 in 3.
Right.
So I have seen what that does to a body, and
because those are just white phosphorus, right?
Technically, no, they're not white phosphorus. I've also seen what white phosphorus does to
white
a body.
Phosphorus is damn nasty. Yeah.
Yeah,
well,
white phosphorus will melt through a vehicle's engine block.
Damn.
So like 4th degree burn is like
it'll
burn to the
melt
bone
through you and then
5th degree is
continuously
burn through the bone.
reignite. So if you've been hit by a white phosphorus round, there's a reason you have to let medics know that, because while they're working on you, it will reignite and start burning. And if it gets on them, it'll start burning them.
Correct. So I don't see somebody living through a lightsaber wound. I
don't. Well, okay. So you take a guy's arm off, sure, because you've cauterized it as you cut it off, right? And it kills the blood flow. Anything in the torso, you're well and truly fucked.
Yeah.
Because just the sheer number of large blood vessels that run throughout the entire, abdomen.
Yeah.
Imagine just getting stabbed like right through the thigh. That would be such like a fucking life-changing wound. Imagine if I just stab you and turn it off, so you have like a perfectly like.
Yeah, you guys Ross, right? You get your wheelchair, you start making the Dalex, you're fine. Yeah.
Are you guys all aware of what shock does to people? Like, are you all aware that you can die of shock?
Yeah.
Are you guys aware of that? You can die of shock. You can die of shock from tripping down the stairs.
Yeah.
And so like when a bullet hits you, like when I see somebody soaking up lead in TV shows or movies, I'm like, yeah, that's Hollywood as fuck. You know what I mean? Because like when that hits you, you're done. Yeah, they have bullets, not even white phosphorus, not incendiary rounds. I'm talking about regular lead bullets, and they have a thing that's called one-stop shot. One-stop shot ratio. A 9mm has a one-stop shot ratio of 67%. That means that if that bullet hits you in any part of your body, you have a one-stop shot ratio of 67% that you're going to stop moving. You're going to stop any forward motion. You're going to stop anything except for laying on the ground and crying and saying, please, someone come help me. When you get up to the point where you get to 45 caliber, 45 caliber has a 97% one-shot stop ratio, which means if one bullet from a 45 caliber hits anywhere on your body, it will stop your every single thing that you have. You will shit yourself. You will piss yourself. That is the end. That is the end. The most realistic gunshot wound I've ever seen was from a movie called fuck. It was with Steve Martin, and he gets mugged, and the guy shoots him in the leg, and he only grazes him, and then he shits himself and pisses himself.
The Jerk
and falls down
Wait,
to the
what?
ground. No, it's not the
Pennies
Jerk.
from Heaven.
No, Danny Glover's in it. Kevin Kline's in it. I think it's called like
Hang on.
Grand
It's called
Canyon.
Grand Canyon.
It's
Grand
Grand
Canyon. I love
Canyon.
Grand Canyon.
Yeah, he shoots him in the leg, grazes him, and he shits and pisses himself and falls down to the ground. And he got shot with a 38, which has a one-shot stop ratio of 42%, which means that there's a 42% chance you're doing nothing after you are hit.
Yeah.
So I just want to, and those are projectile, like real world things, not laser sword shit that they have. So like this is why I will not watch any of this Disney bullshit fucking Star Wars, because anybody hit with a fucking lightsaber, you're fucking done. You are done. Now, if they cut off a limb and they give you a robot hand, okay, I will buy that. But anything else, you are impaled by a laser sword. I don't give a shit how black your skin is or how fucking female your vagina is, that you're not gonna fucking survive. That's it. It's game over. I'm not watching it. That's the dumbest fucking shit I've ever heard of in my fucking life.
You know what? You are making me want to rewatch Grand Canyon, though. That was a good movie. If you guys haven't seen Grand Canyon, it is good. And it's who made that one? The guy who did Lawrence Kasdan. Yeah, Lawrence Kasdan made that
Great
one.
movie. Great
Good.
movie.
I want to rewatch that tonight with Megan.
That's a good tie into Star Wars. Lawrence Kasdan making it.
I didn't realize that.
I want to tell everybody how proud I am of Enzo for the fact that he finished a series finally, because he
I mean, it took 2 months. I mean, Jesus. And the thing is, like, the show Ozark was done, and I gotta say, it's like probably the best thing I've seen Netflix produce. It's still
It's
3 out of 5 stars. It's 4 maybe, but I mean, I still had some problems with it.
Really?
It's
You only give it 4?
I didn't like the ending because I mean the ending's good, but I mean you could easily do Ozark season 5 and everyone would just gobble that shit up. I want the ending. I mean, it seems like it ends with. I mean, I don't want to spoil too much, but it's like, I mean, I was. The thing
listen, no, fuck no. It's been out.
Yeah.
That season finale has been out for over a year.
Well, I mean, basically the season finale ends with I mean, basically, for you guys don't know what I didn't even know what the show was about. And I got to say, I liked the setting, this idea of, because I love Narcos.
Chris, remember when he first started watching it? Because we were teasing him.
Yeah, so the interesting thing is my family reunion is there at Osage Beach in that area, Bagnell Dam.
Megan wants to move there.
Weird
I
ass.
first started watching it. I was like,
Midwesterner.
I was like, neat. Oh, and then I'm like, that's not Osage Beach. What the fuck is this? Okay, but I mean, it was an interesting story, separate and apart. But it's like a lot of things where he was like, it's set in New York, and was like, funny. I've been to New York. That looks a lot like Toronto, but okay, whatever.
It's definitely not. Okay, spoiler alert. Yeah, spoiler alert. It is not the Ozarks.
Everything's cheaper in Canada.
Yeah, I get it. It's not the Ozarks. The Ozarks is fucking amazing. If you guys ever want a vacation anywhere, the Ozarks is probably one of the best vacation places I've ever been in my life.
Now bring your shotgun to deal with the mosquitoes. But other than that,
I love painting Mexicans in negative lights. Because like, here's the thing, not like that. It's not like that. It's just Italians. Italian mobsters always get this like negative stereotype. So it's cool. Yes, I mean, shit. My fucking grandfather, he's fucking part Hispanic, part Apache. Thing is, you see cartel dudes always getting painted in these negative lights. And the thing is, these cartel movies, Mexican drug cartel movies, they're all the same. Ozark was such a it was so fresh seeing like Mexican cartel dudes in whatever fucking state it is. What Missouri? No. Yeah,
it's Missouri.
Shit.
It's Missouri.
It's just like hell yeah. Because every time you see a Mexican cartel dude,
that guy who plays like the head of the cartel, he was in Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah.
He was the head of the Mexican biker gang.
Yeah, and the guy from the first season, he was the new bad guy in the new fucking Mission Impossible movie. He's playing basically the same dude. But yeah,
he's cool. He can do ominous, scary, real calm.
I want to
Right.
see I want my
never
villains
raised
to
his
be
voice
handsome
either.
Yeah,
and my good guys to be like normal looking dudes, and the bad guys being like,
Where's my
supermodels.
fucking
That's
money?
scarier.
Hmm.
Because they'll fucking kill you and take your girlfriend.
Well, I know when
Um,
Ozark first came out, the premise that I was sold on this was Netflix's answer to Breaking Bad.
Right, and it's also like I was saying, it's so
better.
fresh.
It's
seeing
better than Breaking Bad.
I
It's way better.
I
am
think it
with
is better
Melvin
than-
deeply in this
I'm,
that
Yeah,
his
I'm still
wife,
decided
fuck
on
that bitch. She needed to
Yeah.
have been shot
Yeah.
and killed a long
Right.
time ago.
I like
Yes,
Ozark,
I agree.
but I do agree.
I
with them,
agree.
yeah.
And something that I had to bother with is we talked about how like the only time you like fucking Skylar in Breaking Bad is when she pulls her titties out, Other than that, she's so annoying. But Laura Linney's character, Wendy, is literally a psychopath. She becomes evil, and yet she's like constantly rewarded. I'm also tired of these fall from grace stories. But I did say, like I said, it was just fresh seeing like Mexican cartel dudes who weren't filmed in like yellow. The yellow,
Yeah, the
tips for
piss
fucking
filter.
what-
Put on the piss
This time
filter.
they're
We're
blue.
down
This
in
time they're in the
Mexico.
blue filter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was, but yeah, Mexican cartel members, they're just portrayed as like fucking vicious killers, which I mean, yeah, they are, but you can't really operate with that kind of impunity on American soil, or at least they usually don't. But
I
Well,
would say the city of Miami would like a word with you from the early
Yeah.
80s.
yeah.
well,
El
I
Paso
will
and-
say this. Tell me if I'm wrong. My fellow Midwesterner. I will. When they started to run afoul of the Midwest, like the Kansas City mob, and then they had the what are they with Darlene and what's his name?
Yeah,
Snell, the
The
Snells.
Snells. They are
Snells.
so fucking Midwest. Like they clued into the Midwest so fucking well with that. Like what's her name? The young girl.
yeah.
When she's on there in the Kansas City mob underboss.
You guys hear me like clinking these markers around and shit?
No.
Okay, good.
No.
Because I realized like this microphone's sitting on the table. And I don't know if
No,
the
you're fine.
vibrations are that bad. All right,
You're
sorry.
fine.
masturbating
You're
with
fine.
them or something?
I realize I've been making a lot of racket this whole stream. and I
No,
don't know you guys
you're
haven't said
fine.
anything.
You're fine.
He's
I've
Jimmy
not.
Well, we just
Go
thought that
ahead.
was you
Continue.
talking. Go ahead.
Continue.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
It's my
But like
mouth.
when they're on the boat and he's like, I had to beat the shit out of you, and she's like, come and get you some. I'm like, God damn, that is so Kansas City, right? That is
Yeah.
so Missouri,
Yeah.
right there. Like
Surah.
they got that shit so correct. I went to basic training in Missouri. My first duty station was Kansas. I did go around the world, that's true, but I kept coming back to the Midwest. I lived in Kansas City for a long time.
I heard you'd go around the world for the right price. Yeah.
You're right. I will.
Around the
What is your asking price? But yeah, I enjoyed the show immensely. And you know what? Yes, is Wendy a total cunt? Yes,
Yeah.
she is. But I mean,
Yeah.
listen,
The family.
you're not gonna.
It's a story
you're
about
not gonna,
family.
Yeah. Okay.
You are
Yeah,
not
okay.
gonna. You're not gonna build conflict if everybody is agreeing on the same thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I agree.
And I have been a fan of Jason Bateman since Silver Spoons in '83.
Yeah.
So, like, to see him, like, he can
Well,
do
you and
no
my
wrong
wife
in
would
my
get
eyes.
along then, because
Yeah.
so I couldn't stand Jason Bateman for a good long
I
time.
love
think
Jason.
the
I
stuff
love
that
Jason
he's
Bateman.
done, the stuff that he's done later in his career really
Yeah.
shows the acting chops that he has,
Yeah, he's
and that demonstrates once again that if you have good comedic timing, you can also be excellent in drama.
Yes.
The Gift is great. If you guys haven't
Yes.
seen that, he's
The
fantastic
Gift is
in that.
great, a great movie, and that
Is that with
opening.
Keanu Reeves?
Do you know
No,
how
there's
I
a different movie called The Gift with Jason Bateman? Where
Yeah.
it's
Do you
good.
know how I got into Ozark? Was just the YouTube. They tend to do this thing where they like biannually will just start showing clips of a show, and then they just like flood you with them.
Yeah.
Well, they started flooding me with clips of Ozark, and it was of Del, played by Isai Morales, brilliantly.
That's it. Yeah.
Killing all of Jason Bateman's people at the trucking company and stuff like that.
That
was when I got
getting
hooked.
gripped onto it. I was like, okay. it's
Yeah.
starting
He walks into
And
that
he-
like
and he fucking talks his way out of it. And not only does he talk his way out of it, but then later Del admits, "I knew you were full of shit. I
This is
knew
all the
you were
first
lying."
episode, though, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
He's like, but by the time he gets to the second episode, he's just like, I knew you were full of shit, but I figured that somebody like you was smart enough to come up with something that could make me money.
Right. Anybody that can talk that well and
Mm-hmm.
talk yourself out in that kind of stressful situation, you've got the bones. Even though I know you're full of shit, but that kind of
it's practically
base, talent.
When he does it.
Yeah.
Well, what I'll say is, like, I was interested in the show because it finished and everyone was like, I like the ending. The whole show's good. And I was like, all right, I'll add it to the list. Just like how next, I guess, is Better Call Saul. I've seen Breaking Bad, never finished Better Call Saul, but it's like,
Better Call Saul is amazing.
It's all done and everyone says it's amazing. So I'll throw it on the list.
It is.
But,
so it's Breaking
with
Bad.
Ozark, the thing about Ozark is just like Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul, even though I think what I did see of Better Call Saul, I think that so far is like my favorite of the three we're talking about. But like when you compare it to shows like The Wire and The Sopranos and some of these HBO shows, I think what's really lacking is like this nuance. Whereas like in Ozark and Breaking Bad, everyone says exactly what they're feeling or does exactly what they're going to do. There's no one lying to themselves or lying to everyone and like looking out for themselves.
I disagree. I disagree.
I think Bateman absolutely is lying to himself and thinks that he can get out.
Well,
of this
yeah.
I also think
where Toxic is right about there's a difference in setting that the idea of so especially like Missouri and certain parts of Kansas, you want to feud, I'm here for it. Right. And by the way, I'm not going to couch around. I'm not going to do flowery language. I'm coming right at you. Right.
Yeah, see, I'm not. There's like a lot of like mystery because you don't understand.
It's
why
not.
Some people
I'm going to
do the
hint
things
at
they
it.
do.
Right. I'm aggressive, and if we're going to fight, it's going to be in a phone booth. Right. I'm not coming at you from behind, and I'm not going to sneak up.
Right.
You're going to see me coming. Right. And
right.
Also I love the Missouri. We're rednecks or whatever, and there's a reason that people didn't fuck around in that area, right? Is that
show me state? It's the show me state.
If you want to feud, we're here for it, right?
Yeah,
it's the same reason that during the Revolutionary War, the English very quickly realized, going up into those mountains in the South, that's a real bad fucking day because those Scotch-Irish, they're not fucking around, right?
Yeah.
And they mean that every tree. Somebody's going to be pointing out at you because you pissed me off.
How badass was it when the cartel came for what's her name, the young girl,
Ruth.
And her dad pulls out the fucking AR-15 and they're like, no, don't do this. That's the cartel. And he's like, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, fuck him.
Yeah, fuck him. Let's go. I'm ready. Right. I don't give a fuck who it is that's showing up. And also, you know what I love? I love being wrong about a character. This is my favorite thing in a TV show. If you can show me somebody that I don't like and then later show me something that makes me like them, then I'm going to be like, you know what you just did? You just fucking Stockholmed me. And I love it. And that's what they did in Ozark when they did the flashback.
You're talking about for Jason Bateman you didn't like?
Nope. I've loved Jason Bateman from the start to the finish.
From Teen Wolf 2.
I did not like the Snells.
Oh, yeah.
I did not like the Snells. And then when they showed me the flashback, when he comes back from Vietnam and he's with some chick and you think it's her, right? Darlene or whatever the fuck her name is.
Right. And he goes on a date with the friend.
Yeah, but it's not her. It's not her. Then she shows up and she's like, hey, she's super pretty. But I'm gonna keep your life interesting. And then you realize that this is the chick. This is Darlene as she's young. It was like, Orange is the New Black did this, where they showed you some characters and then later showed you their backstory, which made you like them more. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of shows do that. I mean, like I said, the problem with Ozark was like it's a little on the nose, but what I did like about it, I mean, the main takeaway I liked about Ozark was that like what it broadcasts, what it telegraphs is that like once the women get involved, everything starts falling to shit. Like you've got this guy who's like working for a cartel, skimming money off the top. He gets his girlfriend involved. They start buying like office space, and guess what? They all get killed. And now the coworker, he's like the one who takes the reins. And like once his fucking wife starts getting involved, it just goes to shit. And then also you got the cartel, and then you got this lady, the sister, she takes over. It all just goes to shit. Ruth and everything. It's just, oh man, it's bad.
So
Not
actually,
bad
I
stuff.
think you would actually like Ahsoka because the women get
Yeah.
involved. Everything turns to shit.
Yeah. Well, I'm not saying that
I,
it's like
I cannot find. I
they
honestly
complicate things. Not that it goes to shit, it's just they complicate everything. Like when Helen shows up, it's like, we're gonna buy a casino and expand and
Yeah.
and do all this. It's like, why?
Okay.
Why?
All
You
right.
got the fucking brother
Fair
standing
enough.
up.
Fair enough. But
Anyone seen The Outsider?
yes, yes, and I read the book.
Bateman's in that too.
I
Mr.
read the book,
Bateman.
and with the exception of one major flaw, that miniseries is extremely faithful to Stephen King's work. The book
Can I
is
give you guys a Jason
slightly
Bateman
better.
impression?
Yeah, go ahead.
Like Toxic, I want you to like ask me a question, like interrogate me about something.
Hey, we found out that the reason why your studio was making so much money was because you were not paying your taxes on it. Is there any reason?
Well, you know, Wes, I mean, it's pretty tricky that you'd say that. I mean, I just think that you know, I just think we're gonna have to talk about this more. I've got lots of he just does this thing where he looks down at the ground and he does an emote and he does this like yeah, so stammer, right. Well, and it's just so, and he's always got his hands in his pockets. You can't see it right now, but like his hands are always in his pockets, and he's just like Marty Bird. I would say like, oh yeah, maybe this is like a tick of Marty Bird, but no, it's literally he's the same dude in Arrested Development, you know?
Yeah, he always has sneakers on for some reason.
Yeah,
He always has like New Balance sneakers and shit like that.
But it was funny.
I mean, you got to give him credit. It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see how it plans out. He does not have his hands in his pockets.
But that's why it's so funny because, like, yeah, he's really great in that one.
For that.
But it's funny because he plays literally the same character in such a vastly different tonally show, like Arrested Development versus Ozark. He's the same fucking character, pretty much. I mean, he does the same kind of like mannerisms.
So I think he's the straight man in a lot of ways, right? He's
Right,
like the everyman in an absurd situation where everybody else seems to have lost their fucking minds,
Right.
and he's just trying to cope.
But when he's running the show, everything's smoothly. Like when he goes to the cartel and runs the cartel for a day, it's like, what?
Right, but the problem is he's a straight man in a crazy world. So when he's running it, it's straight man, everything's fine, whatever. Then the crazy shows up again, and he's like, God damn it. I gotta deal with this shit. I gotta talk my way out of this somehow.
You know, when I was a kid and Silver Spoons was like a really big deal on TV, everybody thought they were like, you know, Wes is Jason Bateman, you know, whatever his name was on Silver Spoons, they were like, that's Wes right there. Like that's his, like they have this one scene, and I always remember this, and I remember watching it with like my family and stuff like that, and they were like, the teacher is like asking a question, and he's like, Mr. So-and-so, can you answer the question? And Jason Bateman's character is like, I can. And he looks at the clock to see how close it is to the bell ringing. He goes, and I will. But first, I want to talk about this. And he starts like bullshitting for like a couple minutes, and then like the bell rings, and he's like, "Oh, and we're out of time." He's like, "All right, well, we'll have to get back to this tomorrow."
My favorite Bateman is right here, turning into a werewolf at a cup. Oh. You know, it's funny because I saw Teen Wolf 2 a lot more than Teen Wolf 1 because I had Teen Wolf 2 on VHS for some reason.
It's not for sale, Francis.
No.
I saw Teen Wolf 2 because
he looks pretty funny in the Wolfman makeup.
They play Teen Wolf 2 a lot more on the channel Charge, which they play on Prison.
Charge.
Yeah. Charge.
Man, if Prison isn't bad enough, they then subject you to Teen Wolf 2.
Blue collar.
No,
blue collar. Back me up. Charge. And bounce.
Is this a channel? Is this a channel you can only watch in prison?
Yes. Charge and bounce. Charge and bounce.
Awesome.
Didn't have those. I'm in New York. Didn't have those for mine.
Think about it. You got private.
Fuck your Eastern fucking bullshit.
Listen, you guys got the private.
It only comes in on translucent TVs.
You know, we had a lot of BET. So
the private industrial prison complex, and then some fucking genius is like, listen, You can't have your prisoners watching Spike TV and MTV and BET. I've made my own channel.
Correct.
Only for the prisons, for the basic. We'll supply all the prisoners all their entertainment.
That is correct. That is
Give them all the movies that you watched in Schlocktober.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
But-
depends
and-
on who's
and-
actually going. You
Let's
know, I
start a
need to
riot.
monetize that somehow. I bet if I can get my stream in the
If
prison.
we put Schlocktober on the prisons, there will be a riot. I bet. I'm
Yeah.
sure.
And Enzo, bottom line, Ozark, good or bad?
Good. Not.
Okay.
It's great. I wouldn't say it's fucking the best thing ever. Here's the thing. If I'm watching something 40 hours, it has to be like when I first finished The Last of Us. It took me like 40 hours, and I remember dropping the controller and just like by myself, like, the game, not the show,
Yeah,
obviously.
because
But,
not that show.
but like same thing with like another good one was like even though The Wire is like mixed, I loved it. I loved The Wire because of
I mean,
how unpredictable it was.
there's not a lot of low in The Wire, and the lowest part of The Wire is better than most.
Right. That's the thing. People talk about how bad season 2 is, and I'm like, well, yeah, compared to the rest of The Wire. I mean, compared to everything else, like, I mean, that's the other thing.
Melvin Deeply, if you have not read the book for The Outsider, can I please implore you to read the book? I usually don't say that. I am a very huge advocate of the movie and the TV show is as good or almost as good as the source material of the book. But in that instance, I'm going to say the book is better just because, yes, it's very well done. I don't have a problem with it. There's just a couple major flaws that I don't care for with The Outsider. And nothing to do with Jason Bateman. Jason Bateman's incredible in The Outsider. So, if you get a chance,
I would say the
definitely.
book of Teen Wolf 2 is also better.
There's
Definitely
a
read
book?
the book version of Teen Wolf 2 if you can.
I think it was better in the
No.
original Klingon. Sadly, the interpretation in English was not as good.
Oh, hey, this is funny. A little side tangent. Greta Thunberg is now like an anti-Semite because of
I
this
saw
little
that.
Yeah,
octopus
she
right
deleted
here.
their fucking tweet.
Apparently, the
Hilarious.
octopus is like the symbol.
Is she
But
not?
also,
is
this
she
is
not?
bad too.
Is
This
she
is
not
also
aware?
problematic.
Yeah, is she not
Yeah.
aware that? Is
No
she not
shit,
aware
you
that
would think
everybody knows she's one of the fucking rich elite now? Like
Mhm.
everybody knows that now. Like it's out. Like you've been outed. Like everybody knows that the reason why you were able to take a year off of school and go fucking run around in your fucking tour because you're fucking what's his name? What's the big noise German guy? Klaus
Klaus
Yeah.
Schwab.
Klaus Schwab.
Klaus Schwab. Like we
Schwab.
know you're Klaus
You
Schwab.
can eat
We
the
know you're
bugs and
Klaus
be happy.
Schwab's fucking great granddaughter. Like we all fucking know, you dumb cunt.
Dude,
Like
Toxic.
Yeah.
Well,
Melvin
but again,
Deeply-
I mean, it's like
Melvin
the
Deeply
it's like
did
the
read the outsider.
It's
Said it was
like
very
the
good.
it's like the Twitch brain, right? I mean, so these people have learned that you get attention and then you get money, on the grip, right? That if I show up and I make a noise, then people give me attention and they give me money to fund whatever the hell I'm doing. Why the hell would she stop, right? She's learned the rewards for this behavior. There haven't been any negative consequences. Why are you surprised that she continues to do the behavior that she's
I
been
mean,
rewarded for?
I guess I just felt like since she was outed as Klaus Schwab's fucking great granddaughter or whatever the fuck, like
Right, but where she gets her money from are the same people that love Klaus Schwab. So it doesn't matter, right? That we all think that she's essentially a watermelon, green on the outside, red on the inside. That it doesn't matter because we're not the ones sending her money.
Yeah.
right.
Well, the
Right? If you got a Twitch
Israel-Palestine
thought,
thing is
everybody
hilarious.
thinks that she's a a cam whore. Well, yes, because she is, but we're not the ones giving her the money. She doesn't care as long as simps show up, with the money. She's good.
Well, what's funny about the
Yeah.
Israel-Palestine conflict right now is, people.
Oh,
are
I can't
making
wait to hear what the
stances-
funny part is.
Yeah.
I've seen it thus far. Funny hasn't been the word that I've used.
Funny part is I was more worried about the babies being beheaded.
What's funny about
and,
people's reactions to the Israel-Palestine conflict is there's no correct answer. No matter who you are or what
No.
you stand for, it's like you've got rainbow people siding with Israel and Black Lives Matter siding with Palestine, and it's just like everyone's just like, kerfuffled about everything. Like who, what? I don't know what.
No, I mean the hilarious thing is what you
Worse.
see is that many people that claim that what they care about is gay rights will happily
Right.
endorse whatever atrocity by
Palestine.
the Palestinians or any other despotic regime that happens to believe that throwing gays off of roofs is a great idea, because they don't really care about gay rights. They care very much about being a leftist, and
Yeah.
anything else is just the frosting on the cake.
Oh boy.
Yeah, what's worse is
Yeah.
Catholics siding with Palestine. I'm not a big fan of Israel because I've seen how they treat Christians and everyone in Israel, but Palestine's no better. It literally says in the I think it's either the Hadith or the Quran that Muslims are supposed to make war on Christians and Jews alike. No, the time shall not come until you make war on the Jews, and even the stones cry, "There's a Jew
Right,
behind
that
me,
even a
come
rock
kill him."
will yell to me, "Hello, a Muslim Jew is hiding behind me."
Yeah.
Well, what's funny is like none of this really. This is I didn't want to talk about any of this, but it's just funny because like I mean you have people you got Mia Khalifa, for instance. She was.
Who's more credible than a former porn star and current
Yeah,
OnlyFans star?
I really want to take my political advice from some chick that I saw get DP'd and fucking a shot of load fucking splattered all over her fucking face. Yeah,
I think what it is
that
you
makes
have
sense.
Again, think about the number of simps that would actually show up at Jack's house because that's a sniper wolf is showing up, right? Why are you surprised that people would actually take seriously the derp thoughts of a porn actress?
Yeah. Well, Luke's gonna get going, you guys, but I'm gonna bring. I'm gonna
Thanks for
tag
having
Meg
me,
on.
though. You lot take care, and yeah, I'll have a good night.
All right, we'll see you tomorrow night for Aliens.
Yes.
I met it was filmed.
What time are we gonna do that at?
All in England.
7 p.m. 7 p.m.
Yeah,
work?
give them
Whatever.
a good cure for
whatever time
the
you guys say
facehuggers
is
is a good round of Scotch mates.
Man, Aliens, I'm in.
nice.
Where do I have to
Not
go to see
Scottish,
the
you guys.
aliens?
He's English.
Yeah.
You guys keep.
Oh,
doing
that's
Scottish
not English. This is Northern England, you bastard.
Yeah, but he's north. He's definitely on the border. There's been a lot of cross pollination.
Where's my link I sent? I'm gonna send it to Meg. But yeah, bastard, has been great talking to you. Tomorrow, next Monday. I was saying I wanted to do a we're gonna do like a Scorpio birthday party, Halloween party stream. I think we're just gonna play Jackbox games and EFAP random video clips and goof off.
Yeah.
No topics or nothing. We're just gonna bullshit and have fun.
I'm wearing my Halloween costume next week.
We'll do it
just
around
have-
7 p.m. Central Standard Time,
Yeah.
I think, is
Oh,
what
yeah.
Horseman was saying.
Yeah.
So Toxic's birthday
Yeah.
was actually a few days ago. Mine is in a few days from now.
Happy
His
birthday.
is Horseman's is also a few days from now. So is my mother's. So yeah,
So it's
good
just gonna be a
stuff.
big
I'm
birthday
thankfully
extravaganza.
on the good side. Mine was last Monday, so I'm a Libra.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, Cannoli's stream is on in about at 8. I'm trying to wrap up by 8. I don't want to be
Right.
going an hour into Cannoli's stream this time.
Yeah. You can actually,
so
if you know how, you can even set up a raid into Cannoli's stream.
no. I in fact I like to go and either talk about Alien tonight, and it's like that's a good one. I might
Yeah, that's
pepper
a
it in
really
the
good one.
comments.
Yeah, I guess we're doing the director's cut tomorrow, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
and that's the one
perfect.
that's easier to find with Aliens. Most of these movies, that's the other problem. It's like imagine if we were doing Blade Runner and you were like, let's do the
Yeah.
theatrical cut. I'd be like, I can't find that one. Like,
Wait, where
I
are you guys
actually
doing
have it.
aliens?
I have the theatrical
we're doing it
cut
on
of
Blue
it.
Collar's channel tomorrow. We've been doing these movie streams on Tuesdays.
Oh, I
Kinda similar to what Cannoli does.
listen in on that. I'm
Yeah,
all
yeah,
about
we did-
aliens.
Yeah, hell
But
yeah, hell
Carpenter
yeah.
movies,
Please
we
do.
did,
Yeah, please do.
Also, yeah, I don't know. You're not on Facebook or Twitter, right? You use email.
Yeah, I'm old
I just
school.
got your email address by the way.
Well, I would still like him to at least get on there in the chat and talk about
Yeah.
it, if you would like to, because I bet
No, but I'm
I
saying
bet you
get in on the
saw-
show. You
Yeah,
can be
no,
coming on
I-
the shows too if you'd like. The
Aliens
thing
is
is,
great.
like with clips.
yeah,
with
yeah.
we
Aliens
have
is-
a stupid
my top
Facebook group
5.
we're talking.
yeah, it's my
Uh,
top 5.
Yeah, Aliens is a great one.
Yeah,
Definitely.
I saw that in the theater and I've loved it ever since. I watched
nice.
that at
Nice.
least once a year.
But it was funny because Toxic was like, "Hey, so what are your thoughts on directors versus theatrical?" And I remember being like, "I like the director's cut," and
then
Bastard was
Aliens
like,
comes up, and
Bastard
no,
was like, I like the director's cut except for the whole like Newt on LV 241 stuff.
Yeah.
And then,
yes,
Bastard, and
I
then Toxic
like
was
I
like,
like
okay,
the
so it's
auto
settled.
guns. I
Go
like
watch
the
the
auto
theatrical
guns in the
Yeah,
sealed
so do
area
I.
for the
See,
directives, right?
So do
I
I.
don't
but
like Ripley finding out and sitting in the fucking park and being told about her child being
See, I
old
do
and
like
dying.
that. Yeah,
I don't like
I do like
the
that.
opening
I like that
with
a lot.
Newt and her family with LV-426.
I don't like that. I don't like
I
that
do,
either.
but those are the two things that I would cut out. But I absolutely love the auto guns because it actually
Sentry
ramps
guns,
up
yeah.
the threat and kind of their tension.
Well, yeah,
although I
remember-
think that the theatrical release does a good job of skipping over the auto gun part and kind of still maintaining that ramp up where it's okay, we've kind of calmed down a bit, but wait, what the hell's going on? And it escalates. The escalation is faster than with the auto guns.
My problem with the director's cut is, the
some
Ripley,
problem with Hicks, the Hicks stuff. I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't like that. Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like when Hicks is shown.
Hicks's extended monologue in the directors is a bit annoying.
That. I don't like it.
What does he say? That's different.
No,
he lists like 8 other weapons.
No, that's Hudson.
And then we're the absolute state of the art badass, blah blah blah, and then he burbles on.
That's Hudson.
Hudson's character art is so great.
Hudson, I'm Hicks.
Hudson's the one that's like, I mean, he's like, oh bullshit, we're gonna kick everyone's ass, and he's the loudest crybaby, and
he has the extended monologue on the drop ship, which is a bit annoying. That should have been cut out and was rightly done in the theatrical, but the director's is long.
Wait, that stuff's director's cut?
Yes.
I love that shit.
So even in the original, he states some shit.
It's just longer,
right? Where he's like, oh, we got sharp sticks, knives, all that stuff, right? But we're the state of the art badass. But in the director's cut, it is like another 30, 45 seconds longer, and it drags, and it doesn't have the energy.
I'm not super upset with anything that's in the director's cut, except that it shows Hicks, not Hudson.
Michael Biehn.
Hicks, Michael Biehn. It shows him cracking under pressure, which I don't like that. I don't like that. Like, there's a part where he like loses his shit and yells at Vasquez and Hudson, and I don't like it. And it makes me like, because prior to that,
they're like standing around like a planner room, or they're like talking about the vent thing. Is that the part? I mean,
no. There's a part.
It's like that Apollo 13 style part where it's like you have everyone like kind of lose their cool.
Everybody. Well, except for Ripley,
I'll have to watch
who
the
kind of loses her shit like at the beginning beforehand. But
there's
throughout the movie, everybody kind of has a moment of shit losing.
I know it's like 20 minutes longer, the director's cut. So like I forget what.
Yeah, most of that is the beginning with Newt and her family, and then with Ripley and the sitting on the fucking.
Yeah, that's
bench.
what's so crazy about the LV-24, because I agree it does kind of fuck up the pacing, but it's like you spent so much money making doing those scenes and having these actors with these parts, and it's just like, God, imagine.
Yeah, but it's better. It's better without it because
I agree.
The suspense is so much better. Yeah, because you don't know what the fuck you're getting into, right? When in the theatrical version. In the beginning, the fact that she, that her dad comes back with the face hugger,
meet MJ.
Not so good.
Yeah, Blue Collar's been playing this game, right?
I've been having back and forth with people on social media, but yeah, I'm like,
you like the game.
I think I'm like halfway through it. Yeah, I love it, but it's as usual, and this is something that Drinker's done. Wes, everybody here, I love calling out what people call woke shit and messaging and stuff, but I feel like with Spider-Man 2, these motherfuckers are seriously reaching not to like this game. It's like, look, if the woke shit is there, I support that. But I mean, yes, the MJ design, I'm the first to admit, the MJ design I do not like, but god damn, it's like it's becoming like it's 2023, there's a black character, it's woke. Well, I mean, Miles Morales exists, guys. Stop calling everything fucking woke, man.
Yeah, I think so. You remember, did you watch Mahler's streaming of the remastered Dead Space?
I watched part of it. Like anything, I want to catch up because I did watch more do God of War Ragnarok. I watched the first episode of Dead Space. I do want to get to that. That's on my list. So
Yeah, so I think it's even in like the first. He's already talking about that people are bitching because it's woke because there's unisex bathrooms. Motherfucker, in space, it's exactly what you would do because it's space efficient, right? You know, go to a ship. You know, in the U.S. Navy, they don't have there's the men's room and the women's room. It's the fucking head, right? That's what you're going to use. Have a nice day, right? And so I think the problem is that you have people that you have taught them that we're going to insert our politics no matter what, right? And people have then decided I'm going to see it no matter what, right? And it's that inertia of initially you're like, no, it's not really a thing or whatever, right? Then you realize it's a thing, and then it just gets you get beat in the face with it, and then even in situations where it's not, clearly woke, that they're not really pushing an agenda or whatever, you condition people to see. Certain people have lost their shit, right? And so they're going to see it. They'll be the last ones to recognize that maybe an industry is reformed, right? When they do switch back to, okay, we've been stupid, we pissed off people, right? Everybody was talking about Az losing his shit because of the pronoun thing, right?
Well, that was
I understand it, right? It makes sense because everybody has their tipping point where like, fuck this, I've had enough, right? And he had enough and was pointing out. Oh, by the way, he's pointed it out in other streams, and that was a very small part of his stream that then got clipped
that's
and
what
used.
I was just gonna say.
Yeah.
And then Dan Vask clipped it out of context and it blew up. But I think I found why people were upset with the Dead Space bathrooms thing. I don't have a PS5, so I haven't played it, but it just doesn't say all gender restroom. It has a picture of a man, a woman, and half man, half woman. That's what got people mad about
right,
that.
but again, it's like I mean, if this is the worst that I can find, what a fucking rounding error, because I can go to schools on the East Coast and find that in high schools.
And there's been some pretty crazy shit in sci-fi too. Like in Mobius's The Ink Hall, they're ready to make synthetic prostitutes. Like within the first 10 pages, like it's crazy.
Yeah, I mean the idea of so I'm old enough to remember when hermaphroditism was a thing in sci-fi, right? That it was both a kink, but also that this made sense for a lot of races, or that humans would try and go for this for maximum flexibility of whatever the hell, right? It was a kind of bad hangover of the 60s and 70s. But that it came back and here it is on a ship in Dead Space or whatever. It's like, well, I mean, unless the Deadites are running and yelling, respect my pronoun, I've got a problem with trying to say that the Dead Space is woke. That these little things are in there. Would it be better without? I don't know. I know that it would mean nothing to me when I'm busy trying to kill some fucker that keeps getting up. And if I don't shoot his limbs off, he's going to eat me.
Yeah, that's how I felt with the Spider-Man thing, because I beat Spider-Man, which they remastered it. Then I beat Miles Morales, because that's technically the second game. This is a third game. And the first thing I showed this to Wes, someone even in the drinker group was like, "Oh, well, Miles Morales, there's one mural of BLM in Miles Morales." I'm like, I don't want to see BLM in my video games. And I'm like, okay, dude, fair enough. I support that.
What if they're the enemy? What if they're the bad guys?
Yeah, really.
Huh?
But
that'd be cool.
Let's not get crazy. That's not happening.
Yeah,
I know. But I'm just saying, you don't want to see BLM in your man. It's like, hey,
but people are pissed off about that. I said, however, to be fair, and Wes talked about this, I'll say it. I'm in Albany, New York. My population of the city is about 100,000 people. I can fucking take screenshots and pictures of at least 30 businesses in my hometown that has BLM. Miles and Peter live in New York City. The population in New York City is 9 million fucking people.
Yep.
Miles is from Harlem. Harlem, I hate to tell you guys, anyone can Google this information. In Harlem, white people are the fucking very, very minority.
As I said to Chris, in Lawrence, Kansas, 1 mile, less than 1 mile, within walking distance of my studio apartment, is a fucking mural of George Floyd that says Black Lives Matter.
Yeah.
This is Lawrence, Kansas. Lawrence, Kansas.
To be fair, in Lawrence, Kansas, it was white
Yes.
people actually making that mural. So, you know, the
I'm
KU
sure it
students
was.
were on there.
But
Yeah.
I'm just saying it exists.
That's what I'm saying.
This
And
point,
now,
it doesn't exist in 2021. It doesn't exist in 2020. It exists right now, today, in October 23rd,
that's my point,
2023. It exists. I could take a picture of it right now and send it to you guys.
Yeah,
It
go back to
exists
70s
right now.
LA. You're going to see La Raza all over the place, right?
And that's the issue we have with companies. Like some people are like, well, you know, Insomniac to make Spider-Man. Well, okay, in different spots in New York City, you're web slinging, they do have some trans flags. Okay, fair enough. You may not want to see that, but even my old company, my bus company, there was a lot of things I didn't like, but from a company standpoint, they had to include different diversity training ethics, transat, trans bathrooms in New York City, trans flags. They are littered through New York City. And so if you want to make this game as realistic possible and as modern, Spider-Man, you know, exists in 2023. Now, if there was a trans flag, you know, say this game took place in 1970, I'd see your fucking point. But this game takes place in 2023. Peter and Miles have cell phones. They have fucking smartphones. They have, and another thing, pandering. Oh, well, Miles, he like Wes knows this. Wes loves the Creed films. You know, I like them as well.
I do.
Adonis is married to what? A black woman? Okay.
Yes.
She has hearing issues, correct? Is there anything woke about the Creed films?
No.
Okay, now Miles has a girlfriend, right? She's black and she's deaf. Oh, it's woke because there's a black deaf girl. Well, Creed wasn't woke. It's like, and again, Miles lives in a city with 5 million fucking black women. Maybe one of them may be deaf.
Right, but again, what you've been taught, you know, the studios and some of the game companies have taught people that we absolutely go by bullshit like the amusing Bechdel test or whatever, right? And so we're checking off our boxes that even the character, you know, the most important thing isn't that they're black and deaf, right? It's that they are a person. They happen to be black and deaf. That's perfectly fine, but you've trained people to look for these things, right? And it's almost, you know, it's dog whistles, and the problem with dog whistles is if you hear them, you're the dog. So maybe stop listening to them so much. But there's, you know, as Little Platoon and I were talking about on BSUP, was that there comes a point where if you would have pushed back on this early, maybe it wouldn't have you know grown to the size that it is where it invests so much media. But because we were willing to give it the benefit of the doubt early on, and they got emboldened, and then, oh, by the way, got funding because of it, then it went over the top, and now you're like, oh my god, you know what happened? It's kind of like, you know, when's the best time to plant a tree? 30 years ago. The second best time is right now. When is the time to push back on this? Well, you had your chance, you know, 10 years ago, and it didn't happen. Your second best time is now. But the thing is, look for, is this egregious? And also recognize when people are actually taking a step back. It doesn't mean they're going to reverse all the way back, right? But that they back off and go, okay, this doesn't have to be part of the plot, and it doesn't define the character, but it's still a thing we put in because either our HR or the people who finance our games or have ESG requirements or whatever, you still have to deal with those real world restrictions, you know, as a company. And you may have to slip stuff in just to go, no, see, we checked off the box. We didn't do it in a way that ruined the game or the story or the characters, but we did have to do that. That is much better than let's have a Last of Us 2.
Exactly. No, I definitely, I bought Last of Us 2 day one. Actually, I bought the collector's edition. I fucking hate every second of that game. And Spider-Man 2 is not, it's not that case. It's a difference in narration.
Yeah. So reward when people are, when they are backing off of the things that you dislike, reward that incremental move, because then they're more inclined to continue to move back. If you just go, anything that I say is wrong, you know,
hello, Meg.
Anything that I see that offends me causes me to lose my shit. Well, then they don't get any signal that they're making progress and that they should do more of that.
Yeah.
Well,
that's it.
If you want to kind of understand how this stuff got to be a corporate mandate, look at the papers of Antonio Gramsci and what's it, Herbert Marcuse, the fascist who was in prison. They go into detail about
the Gramscian march through the institutions.
The long march through the institutions and getting to the point where you have this quote unquote intolerant tolerance, where you tolerate people who think like you, but you don't tolerate people who don't think like you. And because you have all of the institutional power, you're free to let in whoever you want, whenever you want. So, like, if you want,
which obviously will not be the people who don't think like you.
Yeah.
The biggest
Right,
problem
because
was
there's-
when,
well, but the
when we
interesting
started when we started letting women vote. That was like that was the
I mean,
Repeal the
there's-
19th.
There's
Yeah.
something to be said for that. I
Hey,
mean,
guys,
because
I got a
that's
picture
also
of,
that's
the new
also the reason
Spider-Man.
that you
Well, it's
get,
not-
you
no,
get
I
the
don't-
This is
abolition
Mary
of
Jane.
alcohol.
Mary Jane in part 3 of the game.
Oh,
This is what she's
gosh.
gonna look like.
I don't think
Did
it's
Lizzo
just
and
women.
MJ
I
have
think
a
it's
baby?
also the effeminate nature that men have taken on through, and I don't think it's their fault. I think it's through, contaminants in the environment and things like that.
No,
But
I
we
think
have
it's right.
endocrine
I-
disruptors and estrogen all in the environment.
Receipt.
And I
I
feel
love
like
it.
we
Listen,
have
Well,
an
I
I
love
think it's also
not,
it's also
not
a
just
lack of,
the
it's
influence
also
of
I
women
love
voting,
it.
but also effeminate
One
men.
at a time, guys.
right, but it's also a lack of male role models in their lives.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
for example, today I got a message from my sister, and what used to be called the father-daughter dance at her high school is now called the Sue and Bob dance, where you can bring anybody from your family because there's no fathers anymore.
Right.
Wow.
And so she asked me if I would go
Wow.
with her, and I said, of course. And
that's
she's on the
sad.
dance team, and
That's
so I
sad.
have to go do a dance thing with her on the football field or whatever. But like nobody's fathers are there, so now they can bring their
Wow.
cousins, their aunts, their mothers, their brothers, whoever. And I happen to be the one she wants to bring. But the fatherlessness is so rampant that it is no longer a father-daughter dance. You can't even think about it.
Wow.
Yeah, I think that, I mean, so one of the things that I've always been interested in is like cultures and how they kind of fail. Less, historically, the Romans and all this stuff, but nobody was there. Nobody has the real records on that to get the down low on it. Although you can make a lot of draws. One of the things you can look at is the downfall of Black culture, and the fact that the Black family and institutions survived slavery, survived Jim Crow. They could not survive the loving embrace of government in the 60s,
No.
right?
LBJ.
So you go look in the early 60s, and the
Sad,
illegitimacy
too,
rate
because
was something around 20%, right?
they
It is
subsidize
now
and they encourage gang
90%,
culture.
right? And so that absence of fathers has absolutely destroyed the Black culture in so many cities, and it was because of the requirements for government help that we decided to bring in. And oh, by the way, we're also going to get rid of a lot of manufacturing jobs that actually employed so many Black families that moved from the South to the North during the Great Migration to go work in Detroit, Chicago, and all that, right? And then, oh, by the way, we'll kill those industries out. But the illegitimacy rate for the white population in the early 60s was around 9%, right?
Yeah.
It is currently between 20 and 30% now,
God.
which is comparable to what the mid 60s Black illegitimacy rate was. And if you want to see how things go take a look at what happened to the Black family and Black institutions when they became
absolutely.
fatherless.
Thomas Sowell wrote entire books about this.
Right. Well, it was hilariously, it was a very liberal Democrat, named Pat Moynihan, who was employed by the Johnson administration to look at the effects of the Great Society, and his report, the Moynihan report, absolutely documented the destruction of both the churches and the Black family. And sadly, he points it out, but he doesn't have the political courage to say, we need to turn this around, because he was a liberal, and the left is right no matter what. I can't actually turn away from
that
this, even if
note,
all of the
I would agree, but hold on. I would say that if you go back to Alexis de Tocqueville, when he came and did Democracy in America and came and essentially did,
kind of a demographic study of
right,
everything
and
that's going
to
on.
see, because essentially democracy is mob rule, right? So he came to see how it went in America, and they
After
wanted
the
to,
failure
they knew it was gonna,
of the French Revolution.
Yes, and they knew it was going to spread to Europe, this, revolutionary idea. So his job was to come and to document the pros and the cons and to figure out how to make it more smoothly run in Europe. And it was kind of the exact same same thing that you're just saying, and so many people don't realize that things are not set up to be the way that they are right now, and everybody's demanding these rights based on shit that actually never happened and was actually never written. Like they just
well, they
kinda made it
misunderstand
up.
the origin of rights. You know, the idea of John Locke with natural rights. The idea of the reason, one of the things that Tocqueville recognizes is the local institutions that create a society locally, and then these overlapping Venn diagrams of belonging to a group.
But how
right?
could you do anything without the federal government monitoring
Right,
every single
exactly.
thing?
Right. And so what but the thing is so great society and the encroachment of government into everyday lives also destroys benevolent societies, destroys the role of the church in taking care of, you know, the poor and widows, all that. We'll just outsource it to government, right? Well, then what's the purpose of those social institutions anymore?
Well,
they don't have one.
The tax exempt status also exempts the church of the burden to take care of the community in the way that they were supposed to, because they had tax exempt status, because nobody is following up on it. And you don't have any kind of, you know, it's just like, it was a joke. I don't like John Oliver, but for the record, but he did make a funny point where, just to make a point, he made a church called Our Lady of Perpetual Exemption, just to get tax exemptions, and they passed it just to say, hey, look how ridiculous this is.
Brilliant.
And
Brilliant.
yeah. And so I just thought, oh my God, like what? Yeah.
Right,
so,
but the problem is, so the thing is that the churches had tax exemption because they actually spent their money within the community to take care of it.
right, and that's what I'm saying. If
What
they don't
happened is the
anymore,
government- well, but
prove
the
that they
government-
don't, they should not be exempt.
Right, but it's not their fault that happened. It was that the government came in and usurped it. Right.
Well, I
income
think it's the
income
same thing with
taxes
single
didn't.
motherhood. It wasn't their fault that happened. It was just more lucrative to not marry the husband.
Right. All of the incentives were put in place by the government.
Right.
And people respond to the incentives, good or bad.
So
right.
that-
you
that-
do the things
that
that
being
you're
the
rewarded
case-
by.
That being
Go
the
ahead.
case, let's talk about
Yeah, that being
pretty good.
so. With that in mind, guys, what are your thoughts on Spider-Man 2, the game? Good or bad?
Woke as
I
shit.
haven't
It's
played it.
woke.
Well, Enzo, I did show
Blue
you.
collar's a tool of wokeism. He's getting his ESG score up.
I did show you.
Listen, I'm
haven't
gonna
played
tell
it.
you
I'm
guys.
really interested.
Listen,
Oh God,
it's not just
gonna
because
get us all canceled right now.
Oh, boy,
No.
here it comes.
no, it's not just because he's my friend, but I have enjoyed watching him playing the game. It's
Yeah.
been pretty interesting. The last Spider-Man 2 game that I played was in 2004, and it was not nearly as intricate and not nearly as good. But I've enjoyed it. You know, I don't find a lot of wokeism in it. I'm not gonna lie.
I found the article, but I shared the screen if Enzo wants to see it. Bottom line is, right now, it's looking, even a day ago, it's breaking every fucking record that PlayStation, Sony has. So, like anything, when something's going to sell that much, you're going to get naysayers. It still has 9 out of 10s, 92% audience score. It's, you know, it speaks for itself. At this day and age, you're not going to get 100% people liking something, but oh well, the sales speak for themselves.
Faster.
So you're saying this is better than
Faster
Skull
selling
Island?
than
Kong.
RDR2.
Dude, you guys seen that? You guys saw that then, I guess,
Yeah.
right? Skull
Oh,
Island.
Yeah.
Megan
I'm not
probably
sure
didn't
if
see
it
it.
Oh,
was
that
to the
looked
game or
awful.
not,
Yeah.
if you guys have talked about this or not, but did you guys watch Old Dads?
Yeah, I was gonna.
Oh,
talk
yeah.
about how-
Yes.
I've been tempted, but I haven't watched it
Megan
yet.
watched both
I
Smile
watched it.
and
I
Old
watched it.
Dads,
Yeah.
and they were both. There was a part. Old Dads was okay, but there was one part specifically where I don't know. It's the part where they're in the motel.
You laughed
Yep.
once. Yeah.
Yep.
I did laugh once, and that was a different part. But the part that
Yep.
that bothered me was like, there's like a fucking lady eating Frito burrito or something, no onions. She
Yeah.
asked for, and she's
Yeah.
farting, and then out of nowhere she
Oh,
just
yeah.
says like, "Oh." Like she's just portrayed as some other woman, you know, down on her luck in a motel, and she's eating a burrito, and she has this big burp, and she's like, "I asked for no onions," and it's like, okay, her and Bill Burr kind of share this common ground that they're like in their, you know, they're in their down slump, you know, staying in this motel, and then of course there's like an argument between this trash can guy who is Richard Jewell in that movie that was pretty good. but he's like hitting a vape, and it's like, you got to put out your cigar. Vaping is smoking. Put out your vape, and I'll put out my cigar. Who cares? He asked the lady across the motel, like, hey, do you think smoking is vaping? And she says, yeah. And I think it's ruining the country. And he's like, great. You sided with me. It's smoking. You should put out your vape. And then she says, and immigration is ruining the country. Literally. That's exactly what she says. And then she proceeds to let out a 9-second fart.
Yeah. A wet
And
one.
everyone looks at her like
A
they're
wet
disgusted with her. And it's like, immigration is ruining the country right now. What are you talking about? Like, how's that? Like, I can understand 2016, 2017 saying something like immigration's ruining the country. It's that's kind of a hot button. What do you? I don't know. You say that right now, it's like the fucking we. Of course, the border's wide open. I totally agree with farting lady.
And she's like, oh, and by the way,
and you think just because she farts, like I disagree with her? I fucking fart all the time.
Oh,
You
she
think,
farted,
if anything, if
therefore
a
it's
politician
stupid.
were to rip ass on stage
I mean,
proudly,
was it that-
I thought she was like a symbol of the Mexican food ruining everything because she had the burrito
Yeah.
and the
Intimate
party.
is one of
She
the-
was
Are you sure
merely
they
the
were trying to get
punctuation
you
mark on that.
yeah,
Yeah.
one at a time, y'all. One
to
at a time.
disagree with her, or were they just trying to say like this? Farting in the open is as honest as trying to say that.
I don't know. I'm
Dude,
just
they
saying
were
it's
just
It's an
making
object
her look
lesson
like
of
a
the
reprehensible
perils
person.
of immigration
Yeah,
and that if you eat too much Mexican food, you just start shitting your pants.
Yeah, it was definitely to paint her as like an unfavorable light, and she's disgusting, and her thoughts are disgusting, her personality is disgusting, she's disgusing. That's kind of obviously what they were doing. But other than that, yeah, there was like a couple parts where I chuckled. There was a part where what's his name? Bobby.
I like the
Cannavale,
part.
he-
I like the part where like the Karen that's in charge of the daycare thing costs him, and he's just like, listen, I was fucking late. I'm fucking sorry. I fucked up. You're a fucking cunt, and I don't know what to do about it. Like my fucking bad. Why are you putting
And
smile
then his
next
son's
to
like,
old dad?
Daddy, what's a cunt?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's funny because the little boy, you could totally hear the ADR. The little boy says, "Daddy, what's up?" And then some grown actor, comes in and says, "Cunt." You could tell there's like a disconnect.
Why are
between
you putting
word.
smile next to that? Like, what is?
Because we also watched Smile too.
Yeah.
But I was saying,
What a
this
stupid
guy, there
movie!
was
What a stupid,
both
stupid
of these
fucking
movies were
movie.
kind of stupid. Smile. We'll get
You know
into that
what?
in a minute.
I forgive Bill Burr for a lot, quite a bit.
Well,
Bill
my
Burr
problem with
can
Bill
really
Burr,
do no
my
wrong.
problem with
You
Bill
do,
Burr,
you goddamn
my big problem with
misogynist.
Bill Burr, my
You're
big
right.
problem with Bill
It's all
Burr,
right.
he didn't stick up for Gina Carano, and he fucking should have.
Did he not? He
No,
didn't.
no, he kept his fucking
wow.
mouth
He
quiet.
did.
He wants to keep making that Disney money.
Oh,
I'm sure he
yeah.
said some shit behind closed doors, or maybe on
No,
one episode of his
I
random
would
Monday
listen,
morning podcast that he hosts,
Gina,
by himself. but
Gina, if you're listening to this, Gina,
Gina's
give
not
me the
listening to
names.
this. She will never
Gina,
listen to this.
give me the
Oh,
names
she's
of the
listening right
people.
now.
I remember
Gina,
there was
if
one
you're
clip-
listening, can I have your
Yeah.
number?
No,
Gina,
I don't need
we
your
love you.
number. No, Gina, I don't need your number. I don't need anything from you. You give me the
I'm gonna
names.
make another.
You
I'm gonna
give
make
me the
another clip
names.
about whatever
He's
you're
got
about
a
to say.
girlfriend in prison. You just say the fucking word. God damn
You
it!
say the word, they die. Gina, they die. I promise you.
Listen.
I promise you. I will murder anyone that has harmed you in any way. You tell
In
me.
Minecraft, god damn it! In
Yeah. Here's the
Minecraft.
thing.
In Minecraft.
I will say one part. I normally hate these kinds of comedies that are like a lot of fucking improving, a lot of improving on the camera. But there was one part that this guy made right here. He says that he's telling a stupid story about how he's like obsessed about his neck. Some lady says she could guess he's 50 something or 49 because of his neck. He's all self-conscious about his neck at a strip club. And then he proceeds to tell this guy that, ad-lib story about how one time Julio Iglesias mistook him for his son, Enrique, at an airport in the 90s. And that was one of those like few ad-lib stories that in a fucking stupid movie that I'm probably never going to forget. That was hilarious to me. I don't know why.
I loved when that guy, in particular, the one that you just had up on the screen, he would go up to the young people and he'd be like, "Yeah, fam, one love," and everybody was like, "Oh, cringe." And
It was cringe.
so that you guys know, because I know you're not all on my Facebook, my 16-year-old sister is on the dance team, and what used to be called the father-daughter dance is now called the Bob and Sue dance.
We just did this.
Yeah, and yeah, I'm really fucking worried about. performing on a football field. Like I never did that in my entire life, and I'm afraid I'm going to go out there and be like,
it's not just you have to go and do the dance. You have to go and do like 3 practices and shit. It's like ridiculous.
And then I have to go on
and
the
it's in
football
another
field like a fucking
city. You're gonna go out
cheerleader.
of town.
And then I have to go out of town, and then I have to go dance.
She just figured all
with
this
a bunch
out
of middle
today,
schoolers.
and she has
like
to do
I'm
it
not
like this week.
Old. And the last time I met all of her dance team buddies, she goes, "Hey, this is my sister. She's 30." That's how she introduced me. And I'm 34, but I just shut up.
Yeah.
No, that's cool. Hey, I really liked your Queen of the Damned. I listened to it the other day. I thought
I didn't listen to it, but thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Megan is dork-sided out, honestly. She is, or
yeah,
at least the Wee
I imagine. Yeah, I imagine that's pretty rough.
I put her through hell. She's excited when like I have a full panel now. You know, she used to come on the show all the time.
My girlfriend. She literally sent me a message the other day. She said, "I'm calling you at 4:00. If you're doing a fucking live stream, I'm gonna kill you when I get out of prison." And I was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Okay, well,
She might be serious."
No, she's serious. Listen, she's serious. Chris used to date one of her cellmates.
Oh, really?
Actually. Yeah. And
oh god,
she was like
a big happy family.
It was a pen pal, but
well,
you guys
okay,
are all
whatever.
friends.
She was like, she goes, "Tell Chris he can go fuck himself." She goes, "Tell Enzo he can go fuck himself. I want to talk to you at 4:00." And I'm like, okay. I was like, okay, well, we're talking about Banshee at 4:00, so let's do 5. And she's like, "No, I'm sick of you and your stupid fucking live streams." I'm like, "Oh wow, Jesus Christ, you're
like a couple weeks ago when I said tell everybody except Wes that I said hi."
Every girlfriend of any kind of person who's doing YouTube, it's like they're just like, "Hey, enough of this. Stop so much of this."
I never cared about how much of it was until Schlocktober, when it was literally like
Schlocktober's
20
over.
hours a fucking day for like
2
a
weeks.
month. I mean, that was insane. You
2.5
guys,
weeks.
To be
I know
fair,
you jumped in for like some movies here and there, especially you, Blue Collar. But like,
oh wow,
to think
Wes
about
can go fuck himself though, right?
Yeah, you always can. But the point is the amount of fucking editing and watching movies and all this.
Schlocktober required very minimal editing.
It's really just like kind of a fucking mountain to even look at.
Which is why I'm going to start pivoting to more like stuff that's already available on YouTube. Like I just looked it up. Teen Wolf 2 is on YouTube, so maybe we'll do Teen Wolf 2. You know, shit like that. It's like I can.
My phone accidentally played Idiocracy, which is available on YouTube in full.
What you need to realize is that not everybody has the amount of talent that Chris and Enzo have. So, you know, you're going to have to just...
Megan called me a genius the other day.
Yeah.
And I
being,
was like...
being the girlfriend...
Is that because you lifted the lid?
I also called you a retard. Probably the same
She calls me a
day.
retard every day, all the time.
Yeah.
She
The
calls
other
me a
day,
genius,
we were looking at a joke
unironically.
where I said something about that dick, and he looked up dick in his search, and it was nothing but me calling him a dick.
Hey, listen, earlier...
for a that
Meg,
dick joke.
If it makes you feel
The joke
better,
was good,
earlier... Yeah, earlier in the stream when we were talking about like how kids are getting in trouble for sending dick pics and they're getting like blackmailed and shit like that. I'm like, you know, hey, you know, he was like, well, you know, I don't send dick pics. I'm like, yeah, because we all know because Meg has said, you know, in open forum, she's like, you know, it looks like a soup can. You know,
I was literally at Utopia Fest. Yeah,
at Utopia the other day.
Last week,
his platonic best friend, who has known him just about as long as I have, you know, some stuff has happened, and we were joking about Soda Can Enzo. Soda Can, go ahead and use your imagination. And we were sitting around making these jokes, and he was like, "We're going to sit around and talk about my big dick all day, or are we going to go around listen to
music?" Shit. Guys, like you can say I have a big dick. You guys talk about my big dick for 10 minutes. It's like I want to get going. I want to move. I want to do things.
Now I gotta say, if anybody was talking about my big dick, I'm not interrupting that conversation. You just go right ahead.
Let's just
you go ahead and you say what you need to say. You go right ahead. You tell your true sister.
No, Enzo, did you tell them about your FBI handler? Your CIA?
Well, no, it's funny because there was Seth might be watching. I mean, shit, I met this nice guy.
Oh, maybe.
I know. Yeah. I mean, well, this guy was basically camped next to us. I remember I show up to our camp area, and Megan is like drunkenly helping set up a tent a very expensive tent that he just bought. He doesn't know how to set up, and he's got a car. It's like some kind of like a Buick with like personalized plates.
Yeah, it was like an Audi.
Yeah, with personalized plates.
Nice.
Something nice. And he's just there with his brand new camping gear. And he was a very nice guy, apparently a very legitimate dude, doing like some kind of Houston like legal stuff, like some kind of attorney or
like a tax attorney or
something big. And he's just there having fun. And I guess he was kind of being a clinger to our friend and some other people, but you know, he just didn't know anybody.
He kept asking our friends, more than one friend, to go to Lithuania
with him, which is not a good. Guys, if you're trying to get a first date with someone, don't invite them to Lithuania. That's just my opinion.
Dude, I told you these are the best ideas that we have. This is the problem with men. We have terrible ideas, but until they absolutely crash and burn, we're going to go with them if we think that the end is that we get laid.
He just followed not just her, but other girls all around the, like, to the point where he's
not. Yeah, exactly.
It may be.
He basically was saying like, "Hey, let's go to Europe. I've got to go to Europe for some business, and maybe you could come along with me since you." And she's like, "Oh, my friend was like, yeah, great." He's like, "Yeah, we're going to Lithuania," and she was suddenly like, "Oh, why not something nicer,
Greece or Italy or." Yeah,
but I thought it was presumptuous of our friend. To
you'd be like very popular on Sunset Boulevard. Why don't you come with me? No, I don't think I will.
No, but anyway, I exchanged all my information with this glowing
immediately.
Yeah, I was like, "Yeah, here's my YouTube channel. You want my last name?" He gave me his business card, which was like he was handing to everybody, like the FBI just printed them for him, like hot off the presses. Like, this is your all identity. If anyone asks
he's like, I have one friend who invited me to this thing.
No. I looked him up on
guys.
All joking. I looked him up on social media. He seems like a real guy.
Hossman, thank you so much for making your premiere with us. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, and he will be on Saturdays at Terror in a haunted house video, which is very funny. We had some actual haunting happening in the middle of the recording.
Yeah, we did.
So
what other Schlocktober do we have coming up?
Oh yeah, coming up. See, I've talked about the stuff
see you on Brownie Stream.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, dude, husband, thanks for coming, man. Thanks for making your big debut on my channel. It's an honor, really. This guy's
first ever live.
Yeah, this guy's like famous on the comment section. This guy's like famous in the comments. It's so fun to like get to know this young lad. He's got his whole life ahead of him. New Mexican friend.
Alrighty.
Wait, New Mexican as in he's a new Mexican or New Mexican?
He's from New Mexico. Yeah,
right. No.
Yeah, I'm from New Mexico.
He's another Mexican friend I just made. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
New Mexico,
the state. Mexican. Got it.
Right.
Yeah, New Mexican.
Yeah.
What part of Mexico are you in?
No, he's in Mexico.
He's in Mexico. I'm in America.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah, we have that little blonde dwarf lady who wants to take away everybody's guns for our governor.
But yeah, we're gonna do a birthday stream, Scorpio birthday stream, Halloween stream on next Monday. It'll be 7 p.m. Hostman will be there. Hopefully, Bastard can make an appearance since he's also had his birthday come up. But yeah, just like playing Jackbox games and shit.
His birthday was this week.
Right, we're gonna play Jackbox games and shit and riff some stuff.
Did you guys know that Enzo's birthday is day after tomorrow?
I believe you mentioned it.
It is Wednesday, yeah. And then my mother's is on Thursday, same as Hostman's.
Yeah, Hostman and his
Hostman and my mother are birthday twins.
I'll make a little e-card.
You know who's also birthdays you guys share? Who you know any other celebrities you guys share a birthday with? I share a birthday with Katy Perry and Pablo Picasso. But you guys know?
I think
I share
Labor Day, and that's
I share a birthday with Paula Abdul. Paula Abdul is
I believe a certain Austrian had a birthday in October as well.
No, it was in
it's April 20th, bro.
April 20th.
Really? I was thinking it was October.
The Austrian who held out of art school, it was on April 20th.
Same birthday as Barney Gumble from The Simpsons. But here's whose birthday you share, Hostman.
I share a birthday with Hillary Clinton. And Seth
MacFarlane.
No! Yikes! Yikes!
The resemblance
my mother is exactly 1 year younger than Hillary Clinton, and every time I bring up the fact that it's October 26th, this fucking witch, this satanic witch from hell, shares a birthday with my loving saint of a mother.
God, Hillary Socrates. It all makes sense now.
Yikes!
We had a dog named Socrates.
Yikes.
Yeah, I did have a
Hey,
dog named Socrates. He's a little toy.
I will say this. Listen, I will say this. The fucking release of Smile, their campaign to like show like
great
different
advertising.
people showing. Yeah, they fucking they knocked that motherfucker out of the park.
They had to because they knew they were sitting on a
do you have
third. Here's the thing: the movie is literally The Ring plus It Follows. It's literally the same.
I never watched the
but
trailer.
not scary. But not scary. But not scary.
It wasn't that scary, and I never watched the trailer. And Enzo, like on the worst parts, he was like, "Oh, I saw this on the trailer," and I was like, "How did they put that on a trailer?" But no, it wasn't. It wasn't that.
I was
scary.
sitting next to Meg trying to clown on it because I knew if it was scary.
Them
I didn't
showing
want
up
it
in
to
the
freak her
Kansas
out.
City Royals games and shit like that, like smiling at the camera. That was fucking brilliant.
That
I'm
was
not
good.
gonna lie.
Oh, I
I'm
didn't.
not
I
gonna lie.
didn't even know about that.
Yeah,
Oh,
the advertising
Enzo,
for
pull
it
that
was
up.
great. I'll pull
Enzo,
it up.
pull it
Smile
up.
advertisements.
At least I gave him credit for at least
They
original.
did so good because like me and Amber were literally watching the Royals game, and I was like, "Oh fuck, that's that fucking Smile shit," and she was like, "What are you talking about?" I'm like, "That's that movie that's coming out. They're doing."
Is Amber baby mama?
Blue collars, stop dominating the conversation.
Yeah. Shut the fuck
blue
up,
collar.
Chris. You fucking jackass. You know why? 'Cause we keep bringing up girlfriends and stuff, and he's mad because his girlfriend cheated on him and left him. So
No, that's not fucking true, is it?
Well, I mean, all of them did.
Jesus Christ!
I've yet to meet one that didn't.
Yeah, which one hasn't?
I'll hook you up with a nice Texas Southern lady. That's
Get
what I
him.
need.
Yeah,
Fuck those
yeah,
Northeastern
do it.
bitches. Fuck
Yes.
those Northeastern bitches.
Yes.
You got to come to the South.
yes,
Well,
get him.
that's like what I said. Like I do things like
Yeah,
don't beat
come
them,
on
don't
down
cheat on them.
south.
I pay my bills on time. I buy
Cherry
them
pop.
flowers.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's your
Come on.
fucking mistake.
Exactly.
Okay?
That is
Can
your
you just be a
mistake.
goddamn
Treat
degenerate and
women
beat
like
every now and
shit.
then?
Chris, stop being a fucking good dude.
Oh, yeah.
Stop.
Chris, as a counterpoint, I've been married for 32 years and it works.
Look, Boomer.
Just
Shut
fine.
Listen
up,
to Jay.
Boomer.
The right
Shut
woman.
up, Boomer. Shut the fuck
Now,
up.
listen to
The
Jay.
right
Nobody
woman.
cares.
Listen to Jay.
Nobody cares, Boomer. He's not trying to date a 70-year-old woman, Boomer.
At
Shut
this
the
point,
fuck up.
you know what? At this
Shut
point,
the
It's
fuck
just
up.
so funny having Wes call someone a boomer. Wes is like
That's true.
so fucking computer illiterate.
Yeah,
Ultimate boomer. Wes.
but Wes is also a toxic, basically stuck at 23-year-old fucking dickhead. So
Dude, I'm
I
stuck
did,
at
I
17.
did,
I don't
you
know what the fuck
I
you're
gotta
talking
say, I gotta
about.
say, a funny story today. I sent a funny link to or somebody I met on Twitter asked about what I was doing, and I sent him a link to the channel, and I told them what it was, and they were basically like, so it's basically toilet humor. And I was like, I don't know if you mean that in a good way or bad way, but yeah, it is. Sorry.
listen,
Sometimes
listen.
we get deep, but if there's like a little bit of toilet
Hey,
humor, then the
That's
whole
only
show's
when the toilet is clogged. Then we have to get deep. Then we clear it out. It's all good.
The YouTube reels that Chris has come up with and Enzo, of our streams, like the little like a 1 or 2 minute YouTube reels.
Shorts.
I play the shorts. Thank you. I play them at work, and everybody fucking laughs
Aw,
hysterically at that shit.
Well,
they fucking love it. They love it.
My friends like it too.
yeah, I mean, I think we're funny.
My
think we're
friends
funny.
like all the ones that Wes isn't on.
Well, Wes has only
I
been
don't
on
blame
one
him.
We
Wes
Watch.
is on. They're like, I'm not sure. This guy's not so funny. It ruins
Wes has
it
only been
for
on one We Watch, but he's on pretty much every episode now. So it's
Just
good having him.
kidding, you retards. I love
Has
you.
anybody watched Bodies on Netflix?
No.
No.
Is that
So
good?
it's a mini series. It was based on a comic done by DC under one of their brands. Is it Visage? So it involves time travel, but in an actually smart way, which shocked me. There are a couple of points where I'm like, I'm not a huge fan. There is to Chris's point, there is a section that I would classify as unnecessarily woke, but it's very self-contained. So of all you have multiple timelines with these multiple people. The only sex scene involves 2 gay men in the 1890s.
Wow.
Which feels a bit heavy-handed. But
How graphic is it?
it's not terribly, but it's
Darn.
Yeah,
For
exactly.
the 1890s, it's probably
Yeah, for the 1890s, it would be shocking. And oh, by the way, one of them is a policeman.
Oh,
So it involves
course.
these separate policemen. One is in 1890, one's in 1941, one is in 2023, and then there's a later one in 2050.
wait, what movie? This is time travel?
No, it's
Oh,
called
Bodies. I love
Bodies.
sharing.
It's called
Yeah, sharing
Bodies.
right here.
Oh,
It's on Netflix.
Yeah,
It's a miniseries or a show?
right, miniseries.
Miniseries.
And for all of these detectives, the same body shows up in the same place, and they're all trying to investigate what this is. And it
Ooh, I like
basically,
this.
so again, it's a kind of a time travel done in a very interesting and reasonable way. And the way that they solve the problem is like dropping a pebble in water, and that the ripples through time
1 through
are
10
actually
rating.
what
What would
solve
you
it.
give it?
Yeah, 1 through 10.
I'd give it a 7.
Wow.
Ooh. Well, Megan, I would say we should watch Grand Canyon, and maybe I guess we'll check out this body show.
The
Did you tell them-
characters,
watch Grand
the
Canyon.
characters are really good in Bodies.
Did you
Yeah.
tell them we finished Ozark yesterday?
We
Yeah,
talked about
we
Ozark
did.
for a while.
Yeah,
Unfortunately, we had a full house
yeah.
then. You couldn't pop in. But,
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
That's
I
all
was
right.
outside talking to my new
Should I pay for
roommate.
StreamYard just so I can get more than 6 people in here? I mean, it feels like
I
it
just
could
No,
get
about
obnoxious.
no.
Yeah.
Listen, I heard the earlier thing where you were like, if I get more than 6 people, is it going to be
More
a
than
shit
6 people is
show?
obnoxious. Yeah,
No,
that's crazy.
no, we do not need more than 6 people. That's too many. It's way too many.
We
And
don't
it's-
need me.
I mean, Wes can't
You just
talk.
need
Yeah.
me.
Megan only
like,
pops in
yeah,
when he really
get your
wants
fucking
to.
ass back in the kitchen.
No,
where
Megan,
it
stay in here
belongs.
though, because I got
And
started.
Zoe,
It started.
Can you
once Megan
please
showed
tell
up, I got
Wes about
interested.
the beautiful fucking cake I made last night, so he'll shut up.
Oh yeah,
It was
Megan.
a spice pear maple cake. Thank you very
Megan-
much.
Megan
Good.
took advantage of
That's
the pairs we
that's
had.
what it. Listen, God bless you. That's what a woman is supposed to do.
Yeah,
Make-
okay, but you haven't showed me your worth yet. You talk all the time. You haven't showed me your worth whatsoever.
I think we're going to be here a while if we're
You're
waiting
just
on him
like,
to show
"Oh,
his
well, I
worth.
just-
You missed it.
I
Guys,
just
you missed
murdered
it.
Really,
somebody who
Topeka?
had a girlfriend in
Really,
prison,
Topeka?
so you have to
Tamika,
convince
are
yourself.
you
Toxic.
serious with
All
that?
right, tell
I
Megan.
could
Tell
you.
Megan what your girlfriend told you.
You've been bringing weak sauce. You come on the court. I'm throwing you shit.
Yeah, I
Wow.
murdered somebody
Wow.
and have a girlfriend in prison, so I don't have to prove anything else ever.
I mean, yeah.
Analysts
That's. I mean,
gave
that's.
bodies a 5.
basically-
do we have to drink when I mention prison?
No.
Or just when
Yeah,
you
when
guys?
anyone mentions
Yeah.
prison.
Oh,
but
by
we've
the
already
way,
brought up prison.
yes. Hey, you know what? That was super cute, and I don't remember if it was the Meg stream or what it was. But I was at work and I was listening, and you were like, somebody said something about prison. You were like, should we drink now? And you were like, and then Enzo was like, no, Wes and Chris are not in this stream, so it's okay. We don't have to do it. But I appreciate.
That was probably the hunted.
I appreciate. Yeah.
Your heart happy because you.
I
don't like
appreciate-
this
yes.
hated you sentimental son
Yes.
of a bitch.
That made me feel.
Yeah.
Made me feel super nice.
Bless your little
love
heart.
it.
We'll
I
do
love it.
more things
Hey,
to
by
stroke-
the way,
stroke
are
your
you gonna?
fragile ego.
I have a fragile. Yeah, I'm fragile as fuck.
Yeah.
Are you gonna be with
No.
us on the Memorial Day or Veterans Day stream that we're gonna do?
When's-
What we didn't talk about that yet.
11-11.
Yeah, when we go do.
Well, something
we-
I brought up to Wes.
have we done? Have we decided? I
It's the
say
first time hearing
I
11,
about
bought-
11, I'm fine. Like I
yeah,
said,
because Wes we didn't get that far yet.
Well, I went it. Well, okay.
Oh, that's
so
a
when
Saturday.
until the 4th, I have to do high school dance fucking shit. But aside from that, yes, I'm down for 11.
We went, right.
Yeah.
When we went, when we were talking
I'm torn
about.
whether or not I want to send you guys video of me dancing on a
No,
football
no,
field or not.
No.
Okay.
In fact, we're gonna kind of start wrapping it up. But yes, let's close it down
But
for
I
Thursday.
did.
Yeah.
I bought American Sniper. Is the
Okay.
reason.
Oh,
why
okay.
I'm
So you
after.
want to watch
So,
that 11-11 Saturday, or should we?
yeah.
Tuesday?
I kind of do. Yeah. I
No, I
kinda
was-
do.
I-
Sniper.
No, I was just
Yeah.
saying, like, I was sprouting ideas, like, eventually talking about, like, how we did, friggin' Friday the 13th and stuff. I said with Veterans
Yes,
Day,
yes,
Veterans Day,
yes.
possibly, if we all could agree upon it, I think it would be kind of cool to watch a war movie on Veterans Day. But that depends
Yes,
if Enzo
yes.
and Wes or Luke or everyone was available,
Well,
because
one, I would
So-
like to.
You also get.
I would like to
Jake.
propose 1917 because
Oh,
That is
oh,
that is a good movie.
cinematically it was.
I saw that in theaters twice. It was fucking amazing.
But if we're not going to watch,
That's a
19
great
That's still a
movie.
little too
They
new
Will Not
though.
Grow Old is also an
Well,
excellent
the only
movie.
reason I would say American Sniper is because one, I met Chris Kyle, So I
Okay,
feel
so but also the controversy over him. And have you read the
Yeah.
book?
Yes, I
So
have.
I feel like if we need at least a couple people who have read the book, who watched the movie, who then can talk about the differences between the book and the movie, but also the controversy that came after he died.
Meg
Yes.
just invited herself. I mean, that's how you do it, dude.
I
That's
think
how you
that
jump in.
I mean,
No,
I think
I'll
that
just trust Wes to know all this shit, but really, I don't though.
I mean, I think that especially They Will Not Grow Old. That is not a bad movie
I haven't
watch.
watched that one yet, but I will.
Oh, I
That's what
absolutely.
I
Peter
said.
Jackson's
Yeah.
restoration
Yeah,
thing.
the restoration of World War
I
I.
did watch All Quiet on the Western Front, the new one. I thought it was good, but I like the 70s one better. I like the 70s one.
I'm kind
70s
of
one's got
obsessed
the priest from Silver Bullet. And,
Yeah,
know,
John
Honestly,
Boy.
because I
Yeah,
can't-
and I don't
because
know about
can't
John
be
Boy.
drafted,
All right,
and
well,
because I don't have to ever fight in war.
yeah, I know.
Well, you're not going to get drafted because we're not going to get drafted because we're aged out. But they're going to.
Well, right, but that's what I'm saying is that I have
soon.
like the ultimate respect for. That's why I want to go volunteer at the VA. I understand that people didn't have a choice that I totally have as a woman.
I would just personally love to have it on film.
Well, during suffrage, a lot of women were like, we don't want to have to vote because we don't want to have to go fight in war. And the majority, people don't realize the majority of women were against suffrage at the time. It was just a loud minority, just like it is right now. And people didn't want to have to go and
starting right now.
for the draft.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, Cannoli Street's starting right now, so don't blame
Okay.
y'all if y'all pop out of here.
No,
doing
it's fine.
Alien.
I personally, if we can do American Sniper, I have a lot to say about it. Also, I would love to give my personal anecdote of someone who has actually personally met Chris Kyle. I would love to be able to get that like locked down on film and just like say, this is how the guy was.
Yeah.
Take it or leave
yeah,
it.
I mean, I'm down to watch whatever.
That's we got some time to hash out the details. Yeah.
Like if I were to pick any war movie for Veterans Day, I would pick something
So
ridiculous.
Wes, having watched the movie and having read the book, do you think it would be interesting to compare the discrepancies between the book and the movie?
Yes, I would like to speak on that, and I'd just like to talk about how the guy was like in real life. I would just be like to say like this is what the guy
smelled
was.
like.
I think
I did get close enough to smell him. I'm not gonna lie, I did, and yeah.
Did he smell nice?
He did. He did smell nice. I'm not gonna lie.
I think one standard you might want to try and use is what most accurately depicts the what war is like, the situations of combat and all this stuff. What I don't want to see is I get shot. You go on without me. Nah, bro. That ain't.
Yeah, that's not how.
I feel like nothing can depict it though. Like depict it is not experience, and I feel like it doesn't matter how graphic the depiction.
I mean, I think it's the beat scene for Saving Private Ryan is pretty damned accurate for what was going on. I think Black Hawk Down is pretty fucking accurate.
But the fact that we can pinpoint,
I liked Hacksaw Ridge. I mean, see, we're talking about American war movies. I mean, Hacksaw Ridge was cool and stuff. But as far as like just all war movies, I love like Das Boot and Come and See.
Yeah, Das Boot
Brave
is
of the Fireflies.
Is great.
There's some great ones that are like not Braveheart. Even that's totally fake.
The Blue Max. That's a really good understanding.
Hurt Locker, yeah. Glory, I like Glory a lot. And The Pianist.
Yeah, no, I just had the idea because I'm looking at Regal right now. I'm gonna take my kids. My kid's 16, but they have the anniversary of Saving Private Ryan in theaters, and my kids.
Do they really?
Really, right now?
It's coming out 27 days. It's
no sweat on Raven, guys. We're wrapping up soon.
So November 19th, it's Saving Private Ryan 25th anniversary, and I'm gonna take my kid to see that in fucking
Let's have a
theaters.
stream after that.
Oh yeah, that would be great.
That was my motivation. Of like, you know what? Maybe then we should do some kind of like Veterans Day thing because since Saving Private Ryan is hitting 25 years, so I'm just saying something along those lines. We got time to figure it out. So,
or we could do a whole week of like war movies,
or pick a war for each day.
Yeah, like Schlocktober, but only for a week.
So, But it's like what's everybody saying? Like as time has passed, we're getting more like what's it the Back to the Future anniversaries coming up and shit. We're gonna start getting a lot of with everything slowing down now. A lot of re-releases because of that. So.
Oh, I think next year the studio, the theaters are going to be absolutely full of re-releases because what else are they going to have?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, everything's getting pushed back to 2024 just so 2024 makes some money,
Well, it just popped up ends on Facebook. They just pushed back Mission Impossible to fucking 2025.
Yeah. They're already stacking their dollars. All right. Fuck. Well, I guess another reason why I'm trying to bounce out of here is because me and Megan got to go do my birthday dinner.
All right.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday, fucker.
I am going to hit the road tomorrow and head back home, and we'll be back in town
I'll
for
send you
Aliens.
guys in
What
the
time?
group chat a dumb picture of him having.
Yeah,
if we do
we're doing,
Aliens around 7 p.m.,
Aliens
6
tomorrow.
p.m. my time.
How about we do 6 p.m. our time?
Did you guys see our Fred and Wilma?
If we can. Yeah,
No,
that was last week.
Don't bring it
No,
up.
that was last week. I'm not going to. That was last week. Yeah. Last week was Fred and Wilma. It was a good costume. We're already thinking about what to do next year. But
hey Meg, that was amazing. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh yeah, that's why she brought it up. She wants compliments on her seeming.
Oh
yes,
no,
well,
can I?
May I compliment fishing, but I did do it in 24 hours.
I told him.
May I compliment from?
I welcome your compliments.
Okay, the fact that you were able to hide that black eye that he gave you at the
I used so much
stream.
makeup.
Yeah, the fact that
she does kick on foundation.
Yeah,
the foundation is really the key.
He very obviously beat the shit out of you during the Kill Bill stream.
Megan, tell the truth.
Like we are
tell the truth.
It's only because he's beat the shit out of me for so long that I've gotten so good at that makeup.
Good for you.
So
No.
Good for you.
Megan, the truth is that she asked me to beat her all the time. The truth is, she asked me to beat her all the time, and I refused. I don't even slap.
I actually think it's the reverse. She's been putting makeup on you to hide the bruises.
She's like a delicate baby bird.
No, I don't believe that. You need to listen to some of our fucking streams there, big guy. You don't know the difference.
Oh, he talks a big game, but I think she slapped the shit out of him.
I was yelling
what
at
if
Uber
I
driver.
beat Enzo and you guys had no idea about his?
No, I know it. I can look at him. Look at the bags under his eyes. Those are black eyes. You didn't put the foundation on enough. Jesus Christ.
Those are genetic. What if I actually fucking
women?
She beat you so hard, it's in your genes now, brother.
Yeah.
Listen, you can say whatever feminist fucking fairy tale bullshit you want to, but men beat women.
Oh, you know
and
I'm a
that's how it
feminist.
should be.
You know how feminist I am.
Women need to be beaten. And they
Men
need to be
beat
put in
women
their place.
at everything.
Women who deserve to be beaten need to be beaten.
Wait, so
correct.
Weak men also deserve to be beaten, and you take that
okay.
however you want to.
You know what?
A simple rule.
You all are
You
so
lay
jealous
hands
of
on
my
me, I
girlfriend.
lay hands on you. You don't lay hands on me, I don't lay
Yeah,
hands
well,
on
guess
you.
what? A really good way to make sure that doesn't happen is to only date a woman in prison who is constrained from you. And I'm
That's
not
true.
gonna,
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not
I
going to
feel like
point
that
any
was-
fingers.
Was
but I'm
that
just
a
saying.
shot?
Some people could
Was
talk
that a
big
shot?
shit because their
Was
women
that
are
a shot
behind
at me?
bars. I beat that ass or whatever. Bitch, you ain't
Was that
beating
a
nothing.
shot? I feel like that was a shot at me.
No, I'm the one. I'm the one
no.
dating
This
the
is
girl
Why
in
would I
prison.
ever take a shot at
theoretical.
you? No.
No, Megan's in prison right now. I don't know. She's talking about me.
Yikes.
Wait, whose library are you in? That's a good-looking library.
Yeah, I'm house sitting for you while you're away. Remember?
Yikes.
He's working on his appeal.
Hey, good stream, guys. Thank you
Yes.
so much for having me.
Yeah. So let's say like 6:30 tomorrow or 7
Yes.
maybe if possible. Because
Can we do 6? Can we do
I want to
6?
be home. I want to be home by 3, but I haven't. I want to be home by 3 or 4.
If we can do 6, I'd like to do 6.
All right,
All
so you want to do like, is it your 7 and my
7
8?
p.m. your time. 7 p.m. your
No,
time.
my
No,
6.
anytime but 6.
7 p.m. Chris's time.
All right, thank you.
So which
Thank
would be
you.
6.
I can't remember this shit.
Me and you.
6
and
p.m.
Caller,
6
and
p.m.
Enzo,
me and
that's
Wes.
Caller, and
me.
everybody
Yes.
else.
Yeah,
that
that's
was.
6
Yeah.
o'clock. Me and you.
Me
time
and
tomorrow.
Wes are in
Well,
the same time zone. Yes.
Yeah,
this-
so-
It's all about that
I love how
central,
it's-
baby.
I
Like
love
you
how
said,
it's so funny every week.
I
We
think you
always
said
have to put up with
Enzo,
it.
you got the Canola guys watching the first Alien, so
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
No,
There. I gotta go eat some chicken or some burgers or
Yeah.
something. And yeah, cannoli doing Alien, and it's so funny because I didn't even think of that when we're doing Aliens tomorrow.
yeah.
And what are the
And they're
odds
two
that they're
different
doing
movies,
Alien today?
different genres.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Just like Terminator. Terminator 1, 2, and 3. It's like horror, action, comedy. Third one is like defeatist. Defeatist, cynical. Yeah. Yeah.
So
We
yeah,
can talk more about that.
yeah, I'll send you. I'll make the streamer a link in a minute. So
Sure.
And also,
Wes.
we're doing director's cut, right?
All right. Goodbye, you bunch of nerds. Have a good night. Have a good week.
Yeah, thanks you guys. And Jay, thanks for stopping by. Melvin, everybody. I like how we only streamed over Cannoli for 15 minutes instead of an hour this time. That was
They're
bad.
still introducing themselves.
Yeah, please go check them out. I think, we'll either start keeping these streams to either 4 p.m. or 11 p.m., depending on how I'm feeling, just to avoid cross-contamination. But yeah, I think I'm going to go eat some burger somewhere or something. And I think I'm going to hopefully have sex. Hopefully have some birthday sex. I didn't even think of that. Hell yeah. I like it. All right, y'all. I'm just playing around. Have fun. You guys have a good one. Take it easy.